Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ladies' Night. You are in for a treat. I'm Charlene, and I'm here with my co-host Dame. And today we're gonna go into the subway smoke bombing and how 5 people got injured. And we want to go into the person as a character and what's about to take place on YouTube. Also, we're gonna talk about a small segment of relationships. And we have the show where this guy is exposing himself. And with that being said, I'll let Dame take it away.
Okay, so let's see. So before we do all that, let's cover our bases with the Fair Use Act. All right, this channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act, the fair of the United States, the fair use, I repeat, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, yes, definitely, comment, assuredly, news reporting, only for those who don't know, teaching, we're going to learn something new today. Scholarship or research is not an infringement of copyright. All right. So first thing we're going to do is the news report, where they talking about his arrest. Okay, let's see. Ooh, not that one. Here we go.
We are all still learning about what happened on that train, and we caution against a rush to judgment.
Plus, held without bail. That is the order handed down to the alleged New York City subway shooting suspect, Frank James. And that is where we begin tonight at 9. Is there any way to see something like this coming and intervene?
Frank James had a YouTube channel where he posted hours and hours of videos full of what can be seen as red flags. Madeline O'Neill shares how everyone can keep an eye out.
That's enough to make you want to start violence.
We see so much on the internet.
There's just so much of it, it's actually impossible for our law enforcement community to be monitoring it.
But when should we say something?
We all are death. And somebody got to go. And that's going to be you.
This is Frank James, accused of carrying out a violent attack on a New York City subway. His videos, now removed from YouTube, are often rambling, with a recurring theme of violence, news coverage on subway violence, stories here in Milwaukee, where he recently lived, or the war in Ukraine.
I know that would be best if nuclear devices were dropped and all of mankind was wiped out.
It's certainly alarming.
Former Deputy Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Brian Doros, says red flags include escalating hateful or violent behavior online, specific details of a plan, and talk of buying weapons.
That instinctually, we know when something's wrong.
But he says our instincts can also keep us from intervening.
Always make that effort because you don't know the outcome. It could be just that small little nugget that person is looking for to put them on a different track.
Whether it's reaching out to a person's friend, family, or law enforcement, Doros says it comes down to the old saying, if you see something, say something.
If it's innocuous, okay, no harm, no foul. But if you can prevent the next mass shooting, that's pretty significant.
In Milwaukee, Madeline O'Neill, Fox 6 News.
In the videos, James talks about having post-traumatic stress disorder. His lawyers have requested a psychiatric evaluation for him.
Okay, that's the news report and how they going to treat that situation. But as I said, they took down a lot. They took down his channel on YouTube, but somebody managed to save a download. Let's see. Okay. We're not going to show the video. We're just going to hear some aspects of it. Okay, so you can understand what they meant about that.
You contribute to life here, stinking white bitch. What do you contribute to life here? You stinking motherfucker. Again, shit, piss, and pollution. That's your one and only contribution. What the fuck? And you're so ignorant and so backward, and it's so having, but it's all about violence. But I take a 2-pound can of clean peaches and bust you in your motherfucker. Would that be enough violence for you, stinking white bitch? Just an ordinary can of clean peaches, about 2 pound of big Kenzie, and say the motherfucker, wow!
All right. As you can see, you can understand why they had some concerns just on that little bit. I don't want to go any further with that.
So you know what this kind of like now I feel like the feds and more people are gonna start investigating YouTube channels and their content, because if they could have caught this dude from before, right, just by the way he's talking and the things that he's saying, you know, we don't know what that incident could have happened. The incident could have possibly killed more people than it just injuring 5. So I feel like now YouTube is under open investigation, and we have a lot of YouTubers who sound just like that. And I know everybody knows the number one person who kind of sound like that is RBR Network.
Mm-hmm.
Not throwing shots, but he sounds just like that, screaming, lunatic vibes, the whole 9 yards. So I feel like it's very problematic, and we need to be careful about who we're watching, be careful about who we're seeing. And sooner or later, people are going to start reporting content creators like that, because we don't want them to go out into the real world and commit harm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So, yeah, he could have been, maybe, evaluated sooner. Didn't have to wait till he starts shooting up the place to get it. Some people believe that, that was warnings, red flags, or signs of, cry for help. But when I read the article, when they talk to family members, they said he been having mental issues, and that he's hostile to mental treatments. Yeah, and he had all, and now minor things is going to be tracked, because he had a lot of little run-ins with people, usually his neighbors or his co-workers. Yeah. So yeah.
Abena, did you want to say something?
Yes, like, okay. I think I agree with everything that you and Dan have said, but my problem is that if they know that he's having a mental issue, why don't they watch him in everything that he's doing? Because if somebody is having a problem with the mental, they don't need to allow him to be on social media or something else. He has to be taken away from social media, because he might go in and do a nasty thing to other people on social media.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The reason why he got terrorist thing, not only because of his shooting up the train, but when they went to his house, they found that he had a stockpile of weapons and ammunition. They found empty magazines for a Glock handgun, a taser, a high capacity rifle magazine, blue smoke canister, all this is in the apartment. They also found a propane tank, a pillow, a chair in the U-Haul linked to the scene. If anybody been watching, there's been a U-Haul, and he talked about this U-Haul. They said the propane was being used with a heater, but you know, if they want, it could turn into something else another later. And it's a good thing he's a bad shot, probably because of all that smoke, because he could have killed somebody. Let me see. He had a 3 magazines that held 30 rounds each, up to 90 bullets. So he shot up the place. He threw smoke grenade. He shot up the place. He stayed on the train with everybody else because the train is moving. Nobody can get out. And he could have killed everyone in there. Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
why, after all these years of mostly quiet and low-level crimes, he decided now to go to extremes?
So I wanted to point out a comment from Metaverse Techie. A lot of these men are being radicalized on YouTube by red pill culture. Yes, you can find most of this behavior from red pill culture, as they call it, red pill rage. When they get in this rage, they start screaming, being on their chest, you know, misogyny. You see that also. They bring women down, they talk bad about women. Essentially they probably don't have any friends, and they really probably want somebody to talk to, and they want companionship, but they don't know how to get it. They don't know the ways of going about it to get it. Yeah, so these people need help, and I know they join YouTube because they think it's a platform and they get to meet people, which you can meet people if you use it smartly. But there's a other side of YouTube that will draw you in and suck the life out of you, which is the red pill community, the Black manosphere. Some of the male creators, they have really misogynistic views, and their channels probably aren't the brightest. And these stuff can suck you in and pull all your life force energy to the point where if you keep listening to it, you're going to wake up every day and not think you have a chance at talking to women. Something is wrong with you. All women are bad. The world is evil. On and on and on. And it's mental illness. And I think it first started during the pandemic break. Like 2 years. Just think about it. Somebody's on YouTube for 2 years and they're looking for friends, and they're in this, you can say they're in the house kind of incelish, and yeah, all of this could go to your head. Like he's probably not the only one. So I would just look out, be careful when you're traveling, when you're going outside, when you're going to big open areas with lots of people. Just be mindful and just be able to protect yourself and your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they can also start paying attention to the chat of some of these red pill channels. Who's making noise like they're going to do things like assault people, or talking about assaulting someone. Because he follows several YouTubers, either to hate on them or to or gain sympathy from. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, even though everybody keeps saying he's quiet, stuff like that, his family pretty much kept changing address. Didn't let him know where they stay at. Mm-hmm. But his sister says he has some mental issues. A cousin say he has some mental issue. But everybody else either say he's quiet or he kept to himself except for the people he was beefing with, like his neighbors or the landlords. Okay. So as you can see, it must have been some things he said or the way he was acting, or maybe because his channel, they had people in the mental profession evaluate his channel and so they're going to evaluate him. But he was he was doing a little loony things. Well, not loony thing. He was doing stuff like calling 911 and telling them where he's going to be at and describing what he's wearing, or calling the police. So when the tip was called on him and they found him, they call out his name, he just turned around and said, "Hey, I've been waiting for y'all." So he was ready for the police. He's ready to be arrested, which is kind of good, because usually these guys be very radical, kind of suicidal.
And it's sad though, isn't it sad that he is actually waiting to be arrested? Like his life went all the way down to that point where he got to the point where he's harming people, and he know he's gonna go to jail, and he's accepting of that.
Yeah, and he managed after he shot up the subway, managed to walk freely among around the subway and walk free on the street. That's how he clever he's able to do this. Even the people that was on the train with him who got shot, but they could not tell you what he looked like at that moment. They had to use cameras to see who it was and send out pictures. But in the meantime, in that moment, nobody knew. All right. So it's like he didn't even want to see for himself, see himself shoot people. I think the smoke screen was just as much for him as it is so people couldn't see him. He couldn't see who he was shooting. But that's my opinion. All right. So anybody else wants to comment? I know Abana, I kind of cut you off a little bit. Okay, well, let me set up for the next video. Now, this video that we're gonna be showing is a show out of the UK. It's a reality. It's real. It's people, real issues, and it's called Full Disclosure. These people either confront their ex or confronted by their ex about things that happen in their relationships, and get it all out. So the whole truth, everything dealing with that, and so I think it's so people can have closure. So that's why this disclosure or closure. All right. So let's go on to our next topic. Here we go.
No, do you care about your child?
I need to get to that. I need to get to that because you don't understand it.
I just want to know where you found the time.
I never had nothing else to do. What? Because I don't feel sentimental feelings towards people. That's
no, not towards people, for your own flesh and blood.
like I said, there was you and all these other side bitches that I didn't give a fuck about. Many people could say, "Rah, like you met my mom, you met my family." I didn't give a fuck about their family. Like I said, I'd go to people's house, look at their mum right in the eye, and be like, yeah. And these times I don't give a fuck about their daughter or nothing else, and I still don't. Yeah.
Go on.
But during the second year we was together, like there was somebody that, like I said, sighting, not you up there, not the two below that I just kept there as a consistent link. Below that, I had a few other consistent links. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say consistent links, I mean in the sense that I didn't even really like these fucking people. I might just have them around because one has a banging body, one might be a light-skinned thing with green eyes, another one might have a Jamaican accent and she's kind of thick. These people
You're
don't
just
mean
disgusting.
but these people don't mean shit to me. They probably thought it was way more than it was because like I said, I'd meet these people's parents. I was seeing someone I was like 40 years old, and like I met her fucking daughter. Like I'd meet people's whole families, and I didn't give a fuck about their family. And I can say that confidently, and I could look in the camera. I didn't give a fuck about them.
Her daughter.
I'd meet people's kids. I'd meet people's mums, their grandparents. I didn't give a fuck about.
Okay. Now, okay, so this is at the beginning of his, well, not the very beginning, but his disclosure. Now, what I find interesting is his ability to compartmentalize her as the very top, the most important thing, the woman he loves, and all the rest of the other women are side women. And he's talking about how he doesn't care about them, but at the same time, he's trying to impart in her that he cares about her, unlike these other women. Charlene, Avana, what do y'all think about this?
I think. Go ahead, Abner.
Yeah, for me, I think that what he's saying is just saying it for a lie, or he just needs that so like or that you have been with. If you are a man and you're talking about I hate this, I hate those, I hate this, it cannot match because all women we are like that. All the things that you hate about the other women that you're talking about, your ex also he was having the same issue and you left. So why do you come back and complain the same issue to your ex? I don't get it.
Oh well, Avana, he wants to give the full disclosure to. He wants to be honest with her, like he wasn't in a relationship, so he can have closure. So she can have closure. From what I understand of this type of show,
he can be honest of him. He can do that. He's not going to be honest. I tell you.
So you think even though they're no longer together, that he's still not being honest?
No, yeah, he's still not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. What about you, Charlene? What do you think about what he said so far?
I think you was being truthful. Yeah, that's how he truly feels. He don't care. He lost his humanity. At this point, he seems like an animal, only after one thing, which is sex, and just to be with a woman because he thinks having multiple women is his currency, is his ego, is what makes him a man. It's all of that to him. I feel like he really didn't care, and he telling her the truth, whether you like to hear it or not. I didn't care about you. I didn't care about those women. I didn't care about them taking me to go meet their family. That didn't matter to me. I was just there as a body, and at the end of the day, all I wanted was what you was offering. And
But
you know, and as women, we need to know that these kind of men are out there, and most of these men are emotionally unavailable. They don't know how to talk to you sweet. They don't know how to invest in a relationship. They are just there, just standing there. Maybe once in a while they'll pay for something or do something like that, but they will never do anything out of the kindness of their hearts. They wouldn't show affection. They wouldn't go out their way. And I think he was being truthful and he was being honest. And it's a harsh reality, it's a harsh truth. And we can't believe it that, how could somebody be like this? And yeah, some men are like this. And I think it's due to like hurt. Like somebody hurt him when he was younger. And now this is his way of taking it out on other people, whether he know it or not. He's emotionally unavailable.
okay. Well, okay. What about you thinking him trying to compartmentalize that put her on high esteem pedestal? He loves her, but these other women, they were low, and that they were just sex. They were just a thing to do.
So, why would you waste your time and your energy and your life force investing into other women, even though it's just for sexual gratification? Like, why would you do that to somebody who you so-called love when you know it's going to hurt them? I don't think that's love. I think that's being selfish. That's having hidden intentions. That is you're not being fair. You're just being selfish. Because if she was to flip the script and she were to do that, I bet you he'll be out in a minute. The minute she said she kissed somebody or cheated on him, that dude will pack his bags up and he will be gone. And I think that goes to show you that he loves himself. He's selfish. He don't care about her. And I don't think she understands that. Like, if somebody's telling you, I'm only gonna give you a little bit of me, right? I'm gonna give you like 50%, but I gotta share myself with the other 13% of people, with the other 13 people. I don't think that's love. He's trying to rationalize and make it make sense in his mind, but it doesn't make sense. The only person he's fooling is himself and the people around him.
What about the okay? Okay, you Abena, I want your honest opinion. What do you think of guys who rationalize to say that I love you, but I don't love these other women? So the fact that I love you means it meant more.
Listen, I like to test people. So I'ma just be like, okay, well, you want to know the truth? Well, since you were gone, I was with such and such person. I would test him. I don't care. Because at this point, I wouldn't want him anymore. To be honest, you don't slept with 13 other people, and then you come in to sleep with me. Lord knows what those other people got, and they bring in all their emotions, and then you come in and you dumping it on me. I would not want to be with him. But let's just entertain the idea. I would test his love.
Okay.
Because obviously he's testing mine. He's taking me for granted. So that's just me. Abena, you can answer.
I'm not gonna test him in the point. And first of all, as soon as I hear that from him, I already know who he is. So I'm not gonna test him. He's not coming for me. He's just gonna play with my mind. So I'm not gonna give him the opportunity to come back again. If you're testing him, it's gonna be like you're giving him opportunity to come back to you again. So for me, I'm just gonna kick you off. I don't need you again. That's all. He's
Okay.
come to play with you.
All right. Okay, I agree with both of y'all. That well, I wouldn't bother testing either. Even though one is one too many, technically, he had 16 people he was cheating on her with. Whew, all right.
Yeah, that doesn't even make it any better. Like that sounds disgusting. And I don't know how men like wants to brag about I sleep with 100 women, 50 women. That is disgusting. I would not be bragging about that. I wouldn't be going around saying that like it's a badge of honor. That's fucking disgusting. Like I can't even like look me at this age, that's disgusting because you don't rationalize, you don't pick who you want to deal with. Nobody is special. You don't take time to vent them. It's not a process. You just sleep with anybody. It's I don't know, it doesn't make any experience with you any better. It kind of I don't know, it's kind of it doesn't even make it special. You're not special anymore because everybody done had you.
Interesting.
And y'all don't
Right.
think so? Just imagine you walk in a room in a party and he done slept with half the woman in the party.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, would you go talk to that dude?
No.
No, right? And these guys say, no, you are lying. You don't know. A lot of women think this. That's not fucking true because a lot of women think that shit is fucking nasty. It's disgusting. You shouldn't even talk about it. You shouldn't even brag about it. It's not something to brag about. That is nasty. You should keep it to yourself. If you're a derelict like that, keep it to yourself. That is just disgusting. It's nasty. And now I have to worry about all these other people, what they think about me. Like, why would she go date him if he knows he's for the streets? And now the girl that's dating him, she's being looked at. She's basically being blackballed. Like, a lot of women are gonna make fun of you. A lot of women are gonna try you. It's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not that maybe they're blagging with it. Sometimes they blag to you and then it's going to change your mind like, okay, that means he can talk to many of women like me. Maybe those women are beautiful than me. So I'm going to give him the chance. They do that to throw your mind off because they know a lot of women, when they say that, some people are going to agree with them. So they're doing that for you to agree with them or to accept them. It's not like they're blocking. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Abinaz. Some women have low self-esteem and they will go for that guy. But nah, that shit's nasty.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's continue on. Here we go.
These people.
I don't understand why you think that's okay to be going around seeing all these people. Like, you told me that it makes you feel, what would you say? I don't know, like it's your purpose or something like that.
When I'm not achieving anything else, the fact that I could get gal was the only thing that was an achievement to me.
Okay, but that still doesn't make sense.
Why is it that I can meet people's parents and not give a fuck about that?
All of it.
The reason
all
I
of
could,
it.
it's not hard.
Being able to meet so many people for what reason? Don't you find it disgusting?
Looking back at it, yeah. But at the same time, the reason, if you're asking me why I didn't give a fuck about these people and their families and anything like that, you know me well enough to know that I don't give a fuck about my biological mom. I don't give a fuck about my dad. I don't care about these people. My brothers, I don't give a fuck about these people. The only reason I ever even gave Christine, who's my biological mom, a kiss on the cheek is because I saw you communicating with her and you made me see her like somewhat of a human being. Because I never saw her. No, but you know that. But you know that enough. It's not nothing new that you knew. You saw how I treated.
Yeah, but no, I didn't know that. That's the reason why.
Nah, I never gave a fuck about her. When you say to me how I could do these, like feel this way about these people, is because if I don't give a fuck about my biological parents, why would I give a fuck about other people's parents?
Do you care about your
I don't care
child?
about that. I'm gonna get to that.
No, do you care about your child?
I need to get to that. I need to get to that because you don't understand it. So I need to explain it to you, otherwise you ain't gonna get it. So I'll get
start now. Explain it.
So
I've never heard it.
during the second year when we've seen each other, like I said, there was somebody I was seeing consistently that probably thought I was their man. I didn't give a fuck about them.
She
Yeah.
thought you was her man.
All these people thought I was their fucking boyfriends. Everybody did. They could, some of these people probably put pictures out of me and say that I was with them. I didn't give a fuck about them. They could think it was something special, but to me it wasn't shit. I would take a picture. I would take a picture of somebody's
How often
mum.
were you seeing these people for them to think that you're in a relationship with them?
It was consistent over
So when
years.
when was this happening? When I was staying at your house, when we were staying together, is it the moment I left?
No.
When I will stay around 3 days a week and I'll go home. Is
Like I
that
said,
when
these people were consistent.
I just want to know where you found the time.
I never had nothing else to do.
So when you was working,
The nightclub thing was what, Thursday to Saturday.
okay, but I'd meet you after sometimes.
No, but
so
you
I want to know when you had the time.
No, but you got to remember as well, these two jobs weren't even consistently at the same time. So I always had free time. Anytime you ever said, I want to come and see you, I never said no, right? I always said yes.
No, but the times you were working, and I'll be at your house.
I had a lot of free time. Now, let me ask you something. Let me just say something
Wait,
to you.
was you seeing these people after work? Or
Not often. I had time. That's what I'm trying to say. I had time to see all these people.
I know, but where did you find the time when I was at your house, when I was staying with you, when we went to Birmingham, I was staying in Birmingham with you? When did you see these people? Have you lied about working?
Nah. Even in Birmingham, there was somebody that I used to see in Birmingham.
No, I know.
No, and it's not even the person that you thought it was.
It doesn't matter. I know you were seeing
But
people.
no, but the point I'm trying to make is I had time.
That's why I left you.
No, but the point is I had time. I had time to rotate 16 girl around, and then have you as my main girlfriend. I had time. But like I said, I never saw these people as anybody I gave a fuck about.
When I started working night shifts, and it's like all of a sudden, sometimes I'm calling his phone, he's not even answering his phone.
And that was all during the time. I had time. I had free time. I had loads of free time.
And then I'll come see you on the weekend.
I had loads of free time.
You make me sick.
But
you're disgusting.
So during the second year that I was seeing you, there was something I was just linking. Like I said, they probably thought it was more deep than it was. Like the other fucking,
Shut up, Joe.
like the other
Carry
16
on.
fucking people that thought it was something.
Carry on.
There was this person I was linking, yeah? And when I got with this person, linking, one of the reasons I got on with them so well, yeah? And I actually met this person at the same event. When I first got with this person and linked them, they said they couldn't have kids. And I was like, that's fucking great because I don't want to have kids anyway, and definitely not with you because you're just the side chick to me. Like, this ain't gonna ever progress to be fuck all because I got my girlfriend, which is you, and I don't want nobody else like that. Yeah? Now, we stopped seeing each other. Right? We stopped doing the consistent linking thing.
Why?
Not consistent because
Why?
I didn't give a fuck about them. So
Okay.
and I just thought I'm bored of you. So you can like, why would I want to see someone like that? I didn't see them for like 6 months. And then randomly out the blue, they shouted me. I went to see them. We slept together. Now, you know me well enough to know that I can kind of I'm not going to
talk about that, but go on.
No, but you know, I have to say, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like, you already know that I can control coming. Yeah? Really?
Carry on.
Yeah. You already know.
Wow. This was what I was talking about. A man that doesn't give or who doesn't even care about his own parents, how much will he care about you? You know, he will not even care about anybody. Only he cares about him alone. And so, assuming he's coming back to you, he's not going to care about you either. Even though you are his ex-girlfriend, he don't care about you. So he just come to, like, okay, I'm come to brag to you, to get you or to get attention of you, but I'm not going to be with you because I don't care about even my own biological parents. So why should I care about your parent or you yourself? That's a big problem he's having.
Yeah, that's a big freaking red flag. And dudes like him who are sex fiend. The fact that he was working 2 jobs, he had her, and he still was able to fool around with 16 people. That means he was doing these people any and everywhere. Maybe bathroom at work, storage room, all kind of places. Because that's why she kept going, where you had the time? Where you had the time? You had 2 jobs. You know, was it when I left you this happened? That you slept with 16 people? Was it, you know, was it while I was living with you? Or when I was coming 3 days a week and you was doing it during the days I wasn't there? What? Oh my goodness. So dudes like these that about sex, they could do it anywhere. Don't have to be in a bedroom, a hotel, anywhere. That means they doing it anywhere. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Avenon's right. The red flag is if he don't care about his parents, he don't care about, you know, other people, but especially the red flag is he don't care about his parents, you know, his biological parents, then, you know, there's something wrong. That's a red flag. Also, you need to get to know them before you start getting involved with them. Because he kept saying, if I don't care about my parents, I'm going to care about these people and their family. But then that also brings the question, how are you going to care about her? Do you think that's why he was able to cheat on her like that? Avenon, Charlene?
Like,
Yes,
okay, to be
yeah, I think
honest,
so.
to be honest, I don't think she would have found out that he didn't care about his parents or anything like that unless she asked him. He's now telling her now why did he do it and why he's like that. But before, she wouldn't be able to pinpoint that he didn't care unless she physically seen it. But I don't know. As far as him having time, I think that's crazy. Like that's why you have to demand excellence from men. That's a clear example why. Because this dude got all this time to sleep with all these people. All these people. And he has no shame in his game. He has all this time in the world to do that. That is just ridiculous. And he doesn't want to like get a trade, get a job, do something extra to earn more money. Instead, he wants to sleep with other people. Like I think I don't know. Like she should have. Like I don't know. That is. I'm still like mind blown. Like were they living together? They got me thinking. Were they living together? Was he helping out around the house? Like how do you have all that time to sleep with 13 people?
16.
Like,
But
and
he had but think about it. He had 2 jobs.
that
You know,
doesn't mean anything. Like, what? I know he had 2 jobs, but still, he needs to find a full-time job that requires all his attention and all his efforts.
okay, well, maybe his job is not his passion or his career. He just working to pay bills.
Maybe you're right, yeah. Because that's ridiculous. I never heard some shit like that. Work 2 jobs? Shit, I work 1 and I don't even have the time to entertain that many people. Nonetheless, 1 person. The fuck, like, how do you have time to entertain 13 people? Plus your girlfriend. And not only that, you know what happened? He ended up getting somebody pregnant. And that person he got pregnant, they're not going to be in a relationship.
Wait. You're jumping it a little bit. You're jumping it a little bit. Okay.
All
right. So, yeah. Okay. Now I got a little side rail with my thought. Okay. But this is what I was saying. I don't think he's entertaining all of them, because some of he kept saying on LinkedIn, like we text. A lot of these, hookups. Sound like a lot of it was hookup. There was no, dating or entertain, and this was just straight up sex. So if you're not wasting time and energy to date, go through the ritual of dating, y'all just straight up hooking up, I think that might be possible. Like, and I think that's why he's so casual with it. I just linked him. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I guess that's it for this part of it. Let's move on. Oh, you don't trust men or women who hate their moms, melanated? He didn't say he hate her. He just don't feel anything for her. But hey, you'll see. Here we go.
You know that like I'm not firing at nobody unless it's by choice. Yeah. But this one time I did, not because I wasn't thinking, and I thought to myself, you can't even have youths anyway, so this don't even matter. Like, and plus, I ain't seen you in 6 months and we ain't that, so fuck yourself. Like, I'm just gonna do this and then we ain't gonna see each other, whatever. It's just like a quick fling or whatever. Yeah. Now a few months later, that person had sent me a message and they said that they was pregnant. And the first thing I said to myself was, bruv, I don't know why you tell me that bullshit, bruv. You need to go to the thingy and just get an abortion real quick, because I don't want to have a fucking kid with you. I don't give a fuck about you. Yeah. And in that moment, I just felt like I had to be super honest. And I said, look, bruv, I'll be real for you, like, you're one of like 16 people. Yeah. You ain't even someone I see as my girlfriend. I don't even really like you like that. So realistically, this can't be nothing like that. So it's best that you do that. They said that they were going to go do it. And then I was meant to go with them on that day. And to be fair, I didn't really give a fuck. So I just went to link some next thing. I didn't go with them. And then I felt like such an idiot because when they even told me that they were pregnant, I said, how can you be pregnant when you told me the first time I met you can't have kids? How can you be pregnant? So already I was thinking, bruv, I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. Like, and you know me, I've never been one of them guys to tell anybody I want to have children. And you know me well enough to know that from someone that's been with me for 4 years. And
So
you're the
you
only
blocked her?
No, I told her.
No, you blocked her.
I told her.
You blocked her.
Listen, how can you know what's going to happen if I'm not telling you? Yeah? Like I said, the first thing that went through my mind was, you said you couldn't even have kids, so this shouldn't even be a conversation. You got to get the abortion real quick. So I don't want to hear this. Yeah? So they said they would go do it. Then the next day they come back and say they didn't do it. And I was like, bruv, are you dumb? Like, why would you
Do you know
not?
what? Do you know what? First of all, I don't see why you feel like you have the right to tell anybody to get an abortion if they fall pregnant by you, because you're the one that's being like, you're moving reckless.
No, listen.
You lay down with her.
Listen.
You said you could control yourself, but you didn't control yourself. Okay, so now that's you now. That is all
because
you.
the person said they couldn't get
It
pregnant.
doesn't matter whether they said it or not.
What do you mean it doesn't matter if they said it or not?
So anyone can say that and it's all right. Just believe them.
No, you shouldn't just believe them.
So what you just believe
I
them?
was seeing this person consistently for like 2 years, like on and off like a link. So why would they lie to me about that? If I was linking them for 2 years like this, fucking them every so often, why would I think they'd lie about not being able to get pregnant? That's dumb.
And she said this from the beginning.
I believe them. Yeah, they told me that they couldn't from the beginning, the first time I got with them. Then fast forward now, as soon as they told me, I said, what are you even saying? Because you said you couldn't get pregnant. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, there's always a chance.
Like in that moment, I'll be real with you. Yeah. I told the person straight up, like, I don't know what kind of bullshit that you're trying to pull, but you're not going to get me with no sympathy thing trying to make me feel like you're not going to make me feel anything for this. Like, I'm not one of them people that sells people dreams like I want to have a family of people. I don't want to have no family of people. You're the only person I ever wanted to have a family of. So I'm not the type of guy to tell people and sell people dreams that I want to have a child with them. And you know that well enough. As much as I chat shit, you know that enough to know that I would never tell somebody I'd want kids with them because I never wanted kids. Going into that now, I aired this person for 4 years. I blocked them because I said, bruv, what the fuck are you trying to pull? Yeah? And I never spoke to them for 4 years. But then by that...
And you don't even regret that?
No.
Not one bit?
No.
That your child is out there?
Listen, the reason I'm going to get to that. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing. Just like when I met Christine at 9 years old and I looked her in the face and I never felt nothing for her.
No, but that's
just like when I met my dad at 23,
your flesh and blood. You don't regret abandoning your child.
Ree, how can I feel if I'm telling you right now, and you know me well enough to know that I met Christine, my biological mom, and for how many years of my life, I never even looked at this woman as someone that I'd even want to be associated with me. I hated looking at her, and she didn't even do anything to me. I just didn't like anything about her. Just like when I met my dad at 23, and then I met him and I found out, even though he was schizophrenic, even though Christine was schizophrenic, and understanding their situations and understanding that they were both on drugs, I still didn't know. Just listen to what I'm trying to say to you. You're just waffling
because you're not making no sense.
How's making sense, but you're not getting it. Just
Whew. Oh wow. All right. So he said that he can control it, and the woman had told him in the beginning that she couldn't have children. Okay, that mentality of, well, she can't have children. F it ain't gonna affect anything. I just honestly don't be getting that and stuff like getting that part where they talk themselves into letting go of some of their responsibility, because so-called either the woman can't have children or she's on birth control, or like, why should I strap up or let go, let go in her, come in her.
I think that like, why, if you're sleeping with all these people, like, why don't you use protection? You just gonna go fuck people raw out there? That's something mentally wrong with you. Then you're gonna take that and carry it back to your partner who's at home. That's somebody who don't care about themselves, and they don't care about their partner. They don't have a moral compass. And he can't sit there and blame the fact that she said she can't get pregnant. What the hell? How do you know this woman? Do you even know her? Do you even know her anatomy? Do you even know her body? Like, you don't know nothing about her. All you doing is fucking her. And you're supposed to take her word because you just met her to have sex with her within like 1 or 2 days? Make it make sense. So, like, you're supposed to safeguard yourself. Safeguard your sperm. Yes, I said safeguard your sperm, because your sperm, what it's taken to fertilize the egg. If you don't care about your own sperm that you make inside of your body, which is supposed to be precious to you, like, you want to say it's her fault. He's looking for an scapegoat. He don't want to turn around and look in the mirror.
Oh, yeah, he wanna I agree with you. He wants to use a scapegoat, that she lied. She told him we couldn't have kids. And as the woman says, besides the point. Not to mention, if you only want to have kids with her, why would you risk your reproductive health? Why would you risk um um a sexually transmitted disease? Yeah, you been off and on with this woman, and stuff like that, but you ain't seen the woman in 6 months. Who knows who she been fooling around with since you met her, or what she might have. Shoots, at the very least, you should be worried about giving her a yeast infection from all these multiple women's biological that's running in your body being transmitted into hers. That's one of the reasons women get yeast infections, because you fooling around with other women, and their biological is in you and going into her. That's another reason to strap up. All right.
Yeah, that's just disgusting. So he said he actually came inside her. So if you come inside somebody, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's gonna believe that she can't have no kids. I was like, and he's like, he's like, when she tell him, so you believe? Would anybody tell him? Well, no, you don't believe. Part of him knows logically that he's not supposed to believe the woman, but he's thinking, why would she lie to him about it? She said it from the get-go, and they've been on and off for a couple of years. So what? And Shooks. What about you, Abinah? What do you think of? Were you able to hear all of it?
No, because I drop off.
Okay, all right. Okay, so so you guys that go around thinking in there, and then brag about, I can control it. I had cousins who brag about their pull-out game and stuff like that. No, pull-out game is 100%, and he didn't even bother doing that. He didn't bother that. Oh, I could control it, but yet she didn't bother to do it. She's not your main girl. You should have been saving that for her, but yet you can control it. Should have been strapped up, but yet you can control it. You saw the look of disgust on her face. The entire time he's doing this, she's disgusted, and then she's doubly disgusted. He can't be that stupid. I recognized that look on her face when she kind of halfway shook her head. She's like, "Oh my goodness, he's stupid. I can't believe I was in love, involved, hooked up with this dude who's so stupid." Been there. I understand. All right. Let's continue on.
Now, even though you were schizophrenic, even though Christine was schizophrenic, and understanding their situations and understanding that they were both on drugs, I still didn't. No, just listen to what I'm trying to say to you.
You're just waffling because you're not making no sense.
How's making sense, but you're not getting it. Just like I didn't give a fuck about them and what they went through, I didn't give a fuck about this. Same way. Just like when I met my dad, like I said, I didn't feel nothing. Just like when I met Christine, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing for these people. I don't feel fuck all for these people. But after 4 years of airing this person, the only thing that made me even think to reach out, which is what I did, was not because of any emotional, sentimental thing, because I don't feel that. I just looked at it like, if it wasn't for my grandmother adopted me and helping me and saving my life and doing it, I'd probably be a crackhead just like my dad would be a crackhead. I might be schizophrenic like both of them too. So the only thing that made me say, I said to myself, let me reach out and make a communication just and try and build something, even though I don't like the person, what they've done. And let me build a communication. But it's not out of love or sentimental reasons. It's because I just thought to myself, I don't want this person to grow up and end up being a fucking crackhead and shotting a pussy for £20, bruv. Like that's all it is. It don't mean that I give a fuck about it or anything like that. Just like I said, I didn't give a fuck about Christine or my dad. I don't give a fuck about none of these people.
So back to your child.
So back to that, I then found out from this person, and even when I went to meet this person to do this paternity test, because I thought it's still bullshit, because how can you say you can have kids and then all of a sudden, I just didn't believe it. So I took a paternity test thing, and in that moment, that person basically slipped up and they basically admit they lied again. So by the time they even told me about they found out they're pregnant, they had known already. So by the time they even said to me, et cetera, it would have been too late for them to do it. So in essence, it was never any kind of, I never really had any say in it, regardless.
Okay, so in the situation now, how do you feel about your child who's out there?
What do I feel? Like
how do you feel about the child that's out there, your child?
I don't feel.
You never think about your child?
I don't feel no sentimental,
nothing.
No love, nothing.
No love
within the
towards your child.
Within the first year,
Do you know how you look?
It's not about how I look, because I don't care about how I look to people. I'm being honest.
You're mad.
It's not about being mad, Ree.
How do you not care about your own child that's out there?
How do I not give a fuck about my biological mum or my dad? Like I said, the only reason I reached out was because.
So your child is a situation that you're never going to go back to. That's it. You'll never reach out.
I have reached out, and that's the point I'm trying to make. After 4 years, I have.
And then what happened after that?
I've been trying to build a relationship from that.
You've been trying to build.
But it's not out of no sentimental reasons or out of love. I don't feel that. It's out of obligation, because I know it's something that you have to do, not because I feel nothing. Just like it's obligation for me to be to show respect and show whatever to Christine. Even though I may not have any sentimental or love for her, it's just the fact that I should give that to her because she's my biological mom. Just like I should have some sort of respect for my dad because he is my biological dad. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead. I'm just being honest. When you ask me stuff about how can you not care, how can you not have any sentimental feelings, it's because I can't tell you why I don't care for Christine. I can't tell you why I don't care for my dad just because they're family. The only people I give a fuck about is my grandma. That's my mom. That's the only person I give a fuck about. Anybody else, I don't feel it. Within the first year, when the person sent me a picture of their kid, I took the picture and I threw it in the bin because I didn't give a fuck about that. I just thought to myself, this person basically lied to me about some shit, and now I'm here, and now basically I've just created another situation where I've created another statistic. That's why I never wanted to have kids. I never wanted to have children. I never wanted to repeat what my grandmother had to go through. My grandmother had to restart her whole life at 50 years old just to raise me.
Well, you should have been more responsible then.
No,
and the
and
fact
you're
that you
right.
have
No, and you're right.
You should be more responsible, and the fact that you do have a child, that is your right to look after your child.
Exactly. And
It's not about throwing.
Wow. All right. Hey, Bomb Chair. Hey, you're welcome to come on up and any of the ladies come up and talk about this situation. But for right now, Abinah, Charlene, what y'all think of what he's saying now?
Okay. For me, what I think of what he's saying now, I think he's talking about the truth, or he's being honest to his but the honest thing that he's talking about is like you not being honest. You can't be honest about saying all those things. Only your grandma. In the beginning, you talk about you don't give a fuck about your parents, and now you're talking about me giving what people that I care about is only my grandma and my mother. So it's like in the two places you say different thing here and then you change it to different things also here. So it's the same way when he come back, he's gonna play you. He's gonna tell you maybe there's or there's something I have to go to job. Maybe there's no job. He's gonna meet another woman. So for me, I don't think he being honest about explaining all these things to her. He's not honest for me.
Okay, for me, same thing. He's selfish. He doesn't think about nobody but himself. Um, Ultimately, I feel like he doesn't have any attachment to the child because he hasn't seen the child. He wasn't there when the child was born. He wasn't there when the child was growing in the mother's stomach. And I guess he doesn't really appreciate the fact that he has a child and a woman birthed a child. I think a lot of men don't appreciate that because they don't see what goes through, like what a woman goes through to bear a child and to be grateful. To me, he doesn't see that as being grateful. He doesn't see it somebody's having a life that's part of him. He's just ungrateful. He's not. I don't think. To be honest, I don't know if he ever find a relationship that's good for him. But he's gonna have to do a lot of growth, a lot of growing, and he's emotionally unavailable. Like this is so not attractive. I don't even think he knows how to truly love a woman. Like he has a whole lot to learn. So that's just my take.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. First, straighten out a little confusion. Okay. When he say Christine, that's his biological mama. And when he says his mother, but he keeps going mother, my grandmother, his grandmother adopted him. She's his mother, but she's biologically his grandmother. So he have love for the grandmother, and he claims he loves the woman that's sitting across from him, his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. They were going together for 4 years. But he's saying that he don't have any feelings for anybody else, not his biological mother, not his biological dad, but he respect them because they are his parents. So his feelings towards his child is out of duty, not love, not feelings, not no biological, connection, with it. So he's saying that it's out of duty. But you asked him, he's trying to be honest, that he don't love the child, which is hard for any woman to take, because you can't understand how you can't love a child, or or find some kind of affection for a child, especially if it's yours biologically. So I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm just trying to explain a little bit more details, because yeah, but there are some men who are like that. I don't love this woman. This woman lied to me. She made it where I didn't have a say in the matter, because he found out. He said he found out that by the time she told him, it was already too late to do an abortion, which I kind of understand. I don't think what she done was right. She should have just stood up to him, saying, no, absolutely not. I'm not killing my child, especially if she thought she could not have any children. Oh, but we don't know that. We're going by what he said. He said she lied that she couldn't have children. And but still there are men like that. There are men who will pay the child support, but they want nothing to do with the child. They want to be involved in the child's life. It's even best if the child don't even know who he is. It's surprising and it's hard to take when you run into a man like that. But when a man tells you he don't want to have any children, you better believe him. You're not going to change his mind later, or he feel like that right now. But once he sees his child and hold his child, he's going to feel different. No, there are some men who are so adamant about it, they ain't going to see the child. They don't have nothing to do with it. So if a man tell you, I don't want to have no kids, I'm not trying to have no kids, believe him. You're not going to change his mind later. So if you were lucky, you get one that will do their duty and take care of that child that way, but they're not going to be involved. And then I think it's also hurting her, because she's realizing what kind of man he is. She's kind of lucky that she hadn't had a child with him, or haven't met his parents, or he hadn't met her parents and stuff like that. Because even though she had love for him, I think she had a lucky escape. Because he cheating on her, he compartmentalizes cheating. He's, oh my goodness, that's the thing. Okay, ladies, y'all do know y'all can come up and comment and stuff like that and talk on it.
So I think, yeah, she's lucky. If I was her, I would not even deal with him. She's getting a clean break, free, no kids. She probably wasted some time with this dude, but I hope she learned from it and she can move on. Because essentially, she could just pick up and go. She has no attachments to him. And that's one thing I would say. Every time I leave a relationship, I just be thankful that I have no attachments. Nothing crazy happened. My body is still fully intact. I might have to do some therapy and do some, I might have to do some affirmations, some self-reflection after a relationship, because, more times than not, we probably entertain somebody that we weren't supposed to entertain. But as long as you can walk away with yourself and be whole, I think that's what essentially matters at the end of the day.
Okay. But I also think this is good that he's having this full disclosure with her, So he's pretty much ripping off any rose-colored view she had of him, or some second thoughts that maybe, you know, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and stuff like that. That roller coaster ride of, you know, maybe I could have changed him, or maybe if I had a child with him, you know, he would have changed and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think, you know, I think she needs this as much as he needed it. So she can, okay, as he's talking, pay attention to those red flags that she was kind of ignoring or writing off and stuff like that. That she don't make that mistake again. Otherwise, she could end up getting another dude like him. Okay. Okay, let's continue on.
Have been because this is not what you wanted, or because you feel you. I don't know. It's
What,
like,
I feel like I was lied to.
it doesn't
not about
matter
that
whether you
because
feel
I
like
was
it's
lied
like, it doesn't matter what situation you're in. The fact, like, why it's like
It's like what?
You decide not screwed. Up in
What?
there,
Because
Joe.
I don't feel sentimental feelings towards people. That's
No, not towards people, for your own flesh and blood.
what's flesh and blood
The
got to
thing
do
that
with
the thing that
anything? I
you're
don't
saying,
understand
yeah,
what
you're
flesh and
basically
blood-
saying no.
what's flesh and- no, let me ask you something.
In our relationship here, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you've made it out to me. You paint this picture as the reason why you don't care about your biological mom, your biological dad, is because of how they were. For example, you just said now she got her kids taken away from her.
It's not about how they were. It's that I don't feel that. I don't
Okay,
feel
but
it for them.
you've mentioned how she got her kids taken away from her, so she said someone else to have you. I'd understand why you'd be upset about that,
It's
or
not
why,
about,
or why you feel a
Rhea,
certain type of
it's
way.
not about being upset. I only found this out 2 weeks ago. I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset. I don't give a fuck about it. I met Christine at 9 and I looked at her dead in the face and I looked at my grandma and said, I don't like this
It's
woman.
because it's because you didn't know her. She hasn't been in your life.
I've known Christine for my whole life. I've known Christine for my whole life.
Your nan looked after you.
Yeah.
Your nan also took you away and raised you.
Yeah.
So when you came back to Christine's, you didn't care about her.
Yeah.
Because she has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So when you
okay,
keep
so now
when
this
you,
child
so
that
when
you
you keep on
created,
when you keep on
that
talking
you
about,
created.
no, but when you keep on talking about flesh and blood, you keep on making it seem like
okay, but this is your problem.
I'm not saying it's not my problem. That's the thing. You keep on trying to make it seem like I'm trying to take responsibility. I'm trying to tell you this is 4 years ago or whatever, and I'm telling you this is on from what's happened now. I'm trying to tell you that it took me all these times to actually understand myself and understand my thought process.
So right now you've been trying to have communication.
I have been having communication.
You have been having communication.
And that's, like I said, it's not about love or anything like that. Just like when my grandmother took me, it wasn't about love.
Your grandmother took you out of love.
Yeah, but it was about obligation also.
No, she wasn't obliged to. She
was
took
obliged.
you out of love.
It's obliged. She did it because she feels
because your parents were not well.
Listen to what I'm trying to say. She did it because she was obliged to. It was half love and half being obliged to. And I know this because she's told me this herself, which is why she always said, before you ever have kids or something, understand that it's not an easy job, which is why I never wanted to have kids. I've been through the worst poverty with my mum. I've lived in flooded houses with my mum. I'd slept, and when I say my mum, I mean my grandmother. I've slept in bed and breakfast with my mum. Slept in houses made out of galvanized in the Caribbean because of my mum. I used to walk through cane fields in Dominica with my mum walking because we couldn't have transport. Even when my mum took me to Dominica and I was there, I was living in a room with 8 kids. I had my first sexual experience at 5 with someone that was older than me. So like, when you're telling me that it's love, yeah, it is love, but it's also obligation, which is why I've never sold anybody a dream of telling them, I want to have a child with you and we're going to make it work, which is why as much as I loved you and as much as I wanted to get married to you and as much as I wanted all these things with you, I would never ever do that to you because I would never put you in a position where I know myself and I know I'm not ready and I'm gassing you up saying I want to keep
So had I got pregnant, then what would you have done? If I fell pregnant, what would you have done?
For you, you're the only person I would want to have kids with. So it would have been a different thing. But I was never going to let that happen. I was never going to let that happen because I knew how I was moving and I never wanted that to be for you. I know how hard it is for a single mom to raise a child because that's been my whole life. And like I said, I'm not knocking the person that's the kid's mom, whatever. I'm not knocking it because she's done a great job. But at the same time, of course I'm going to feel away because I feel
you know how hard it was for you. You know how hard it was for your nan to raise you.
But then at the same time, I was still lied to. So I'm going to feel away about that too.
I just said, you know how hard it was for your nan to raise you by herself.
Of course.
And that's what you just want
But
for
I was
somebody
lied
else.
to. There's a difference. It's not like I lied and gassed somebody up and said I want to have kids
But
with
she
you.
never lied about like.
Yes, she did.
But
How can you?
Oops, sorry to go so long with that and forgot the video part. You want me to replay it back?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. All right. So, sorry, I went a little long. I got caught up in what he was saying. But so what do y'all think of what he's talking about so far?
He talked about what he said he had his first sexual experience at 5.
Well, yes.
So I would say, yeah, if you're living in or if you're around other family members, especially cousins and other people with kids of different ages, and you have like uncles and other people in the house, the chances of that happening is very likely. And yeah, if you get older and you don't heal that, or you don't learn from that, or you don't let that go, because essentially somebody took your innocence before you were even ready, and that's really tough, because if somebody took your innocence, you don't really know that you had a choice and you could have said no, and nobody taught you to be selective when choosing a partner. Nobody taught you that you had a choice, that you have options. Your body is for you and not for other people. If nobody didn't teach you that when you were younger, that's hard, because a lot of kids are going to grow up and they won't have sexual discipline, and they won't actually learn that to treat their bodies as a temple and know that they are worth it. They could wait. Their body is for somebody special. Like I could understand his viewpoint from there, because nobody actually taught him, nobody actually cared. His parents wasn't there. He grew up in a harsh environment, right? So the way he has to climb the ladder is going to be super harder for him. He's going to have to actually go through all that childhood trauma, and he's going to have to heal from it. Like actually sit down, heal, write what happened to him, and let it, like, actually tell himself it wasn't his fault, right? And I think that's what he truly needs. I mean, she can't give that to him. It's not her job to do that. I mean, women are healers, but we can only do so much. If we spend our time healing somebody, then they're sucking our energy, because we also need healing too. But I mean, he could get a therapist. Some guys sleep with multiple women to get that. But I think that's what that truly came from. Like, he didn't have any sexual discipline. And he was touched as a child. Nobody was there to protect him. And in some family households, nobody wants to talk about that.
Okay.
I yield the mic.
All right. So, Avana, what do you think of what you heard so far?
Okay, so far what I hear, like I'll go with Charlene what she's saying. Um, and one thing I hear about him is like he has been in true hard. Even though when your mama wasn't there, your grandmother was there for you. So I will not say he wasn't having anybody to tell him or to teach him or to know how to be in life. Your grandmama was there. He
Can I
helped him.
piggyback? Go ahead. I just want to piggyback on what Abner is saying. So Abner, so if he's in a household with, I'm not disregarding anything you said, but he's in a household with 8 other kids, right? And the grandmother essentially is trying to help out. I don't think the grandmother is essentially gonna sit down with every child and teach them things and be there for them, as if that was their own mother, and this was the only child I had to focus on and put all my energy into and my efforts to make sure when that child grows up, he has all the resources to go out in the world and do everything he needs to do. I think We don't understand that people have busy lives. People aren't taking care of children at the way that they're supposed to. A lot of parents are selfish. And I'm not saying his grandmother's like that. I'm just saying, like harsh environments. We see how some mothers treat their children, cuss them out. They don't want them to listen to them. Like
Right.
it could be harsh environments there that he could be going through. And think about the grandmother has 8 other children, so she's busy trying to work and put food on the table and a roof over their heads. Like their basic needs has to be met, and I think that's what the grandmother was trying to do before she could even try to help him out or help him with those other levels in his life. She couldn't. She didn't have that to give to him, and he needs to be able to acknowledge that also. And that's what's so sad in our community is that we have kids before we're ready, and we really don't know the responsibility of bringing a human being into this life. It's a lot of responsibility, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. Like that's a whole human who's gonna go out in this life and make decisions.
Yeah, you are right. But what I was saying about his grandmama was there is that okay, I know that the grandmother was doing a whole things together to take care of the more than 8 people, but I know even some parents have more than 9 children and they still take care of them all. And they come and they know what they should do in life. He have already make his mind that okay, I don't care what I went through. I don't care about where my life starts from. Or what I want to do is what I want to do.
And you see, that's
That's
the
what I.
problem. Yeah, see, that's the problem. And you know what? If he doesn't go through those things that happened to him in his childhood, all of those things he's gonna go through these problems in the universe. The universe is gonna throw different problems at him until he overcome that. Because the root problem starts from childhood. And I think a lot of guys, they are broken and they need to go through healing because their root problem is in their childhood. That's the whole root of their problem from their childhood, from ages 1 to 7, and from 7 to like 14. That's their root problem. A lot of things happen to them, and it shaped the way they look at the world now. And it shaped their beliefs, it shaped what they think, and it shaped who they attract in their lives. And sometimes they play this message in their head that they heard when they were younger that they never got a chance to change that message for the better. And let's say you going out in the world and your views from ages 1 to 7 and 7 to 14 weren't really good, and you block yourself emotionally where you can't really be empathetic to other people. You're gonna go through lots of harsh realizations until you break down and you acknowledge what happened to you when you were younger and how it shaped you into the human that you are today.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I believe that's why we have all these workshops of changing your thoughts because it changes your reality. We have all these workshops on shadow work. We have all these workshops on magic, lighting candles, meditation, because everybody have stuff that we went through when we were younger, and we don't know how to transform that. And yeah, that's what I truly believe. And stuff like this hold us back from success, from relationships, from living the life we want to live.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. But I'm also okay, there's a couple of things. Well, he's kind of grown now, but he said he understand how hard it is to to for a woman to raise a child alone because he saw what his grandmother had to go through with him, and he never wanted that for anyone, including a child of his. That's why he didn't want to have children. And that's and the only one that made him think about it was the woman that's his ex now. But what I'm getting And what his girlfriend was trying to get at was, okay, you know how hard it is, because she said you know how hard it is, but yet you're not concerned about there's a child out there in the world exposed and like you are, you don't have any feelings towards the child, that you leaving the child out there. You don't know if the child is got a roof over the head, is in good health, is forced into destitute situations, and they might be going through the same thing you're going through. Even though the child is lucky that her mother is probably younger than his grandmother was, and but still, I'm kind of, on the X side. You're not caring about that. Just makes me further disgusted with the dude, that he's not concerned about the child being out there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. There's some people out in this world that will take what happened to them as a learning lesson, turn around and change their future so that they don't carry those things that happen to them into their future generations.
Yeah.
And then there's some people who, like, I think he's really emotionally unavailable. And um the only way he could probably break out of that is he's among other men, and he see what other men do and how they take care of their children and how they care. And I think that's what he needs. He needs some male role models.
Okay, but speaking of male role models or unmodels, okay, some of the things he said seem to be fall on the same lines as the things the manosphere complain about and stuff like that. Getting a woman pregnant who it was just it was a fling, it was a one night thing, it was a sex thing. They don't have no emotional feelings for this woman, and they don't feel like they should be obligated to take care of the child because for various reasons, that she didn't get an abortion, whether she lied to him, or she knew what she was signing in for. Why didn't she have her own protection? Whatever reasons they give, that and they like, I have no obligation to this child. I don't have no feelings for this child one way or the other, so I shouldn't be paying child support. Do they even think on how hard it is for the mother? I don't think they actually, at least this guy says he knows how hard it is to raise a child, how hard it is on the mother to take care of the child. These guys are not even giving these women that much. As far as they're concerned, she's using it on herself, child support on herself, or she's doing it to make his life difficult. Not that it's hard to raise a child by itself with only half the finances that you need to take care of a child. And that if she's constantly working, she can't be there to physically protect the child. The child is going to be exposed out there to the wind, because she's working, or she's so tired from working to put a roof over the head, food in the belly, and pay the bills, that she's missing some things because, frankly, she's tired. And don't let her not have a support system, which, someone she can trust to watch her child while she's working, because some mothers, once school is out, oh, it's a scramble, because, or if the child is not of school age yet, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to pay for childcare. I need to work. Childcare costs so much, and they have to make difficult decisions that could be dangerous.
I feel like the woman should get as much money as she can. I know a lot of people like, what? But yeah, because she grew that child in her stomach, right? Her body is completely changed. She probably got a C-section.
But what if the man? Okay, what about the man that's saying, "Hey, I told you I didn't want to have no kids. I meant it, and
Well,
you should have got an abortion.
he should have
While it
strapped
was
up.
still time."
He should have strapped up. That was his sperm, right? His sperm entered her body. Why didn't he take care of his sperm? Why is it her fault that he don't know that his sperm is essential? His sperm is important,
Yeah, especially since they be bragging about it.
right? Why? Why is it her fault?
They want to make it her fault because she didn't do the obligation of killing the child.
I don't think it's her fault. I think, either take care of your child, be there, or you're gonna have to pay child support. Either way. And I think paying child support is a cop out.
Well, don't you remember there was actually wait. Maybe it's something I read. Oh yeah. I was reading where one guy actually said that child support is a cop out. They just pay child support and go on their merry way.
Yeah, child support is a cop out. Because as a woman, why can't I give the child to him and I go on my merry way? I go ahead and I have, other partners. Why can't I do that? Go live my life, go travel the world, and I have the responsibility of taking care of a child. Why can't I do that?
You probably
Right?
could, but good mothers would be worried to death about that. I'm sorry, Abner. You was trying to say something.
Yeah, my problem is that they complain about women filing a child support against them. If they're doing what they're supposed to do, will they find a child support? No, they are not going to do that because you are not taking care of your own children that you have bring into this world. You're leaving it for the women to take care of, and if they don't have, what should they do? So they're gonna also worry you with a child support always. That's gonna be something that is gonna be there for you because you want to be lazy, leave the children for the women.
Yeah. All right, but okay. Yeah, they do because we let them. If we do like Charlene said, and was to just give birth, hand the child over, give them to take care, and take off and just pay them child support every now and then to make sure the baby gets what the needs. There'd be a lot more screaming and hollering, but I think most mothers can't do that because if he's saying he didn't want the child and stuff like that, or he's making noise like he ain't interested, she's worried that he's gonna take it out on the child. He ain't gonna have that maternal instinct to prevent him from harming the child or abusing the child. I think that's what goes through most women's mind, and that's the one thing that I think will keep them from, okay, I gave birth and stuff like that. You made me pregnant. I wasn't trying to get pregnant. You made me pregnant. Here, put the baby in his hand and take off running. And throw some money at him. Here's some money for the formula and the diapers and stuff like that. I'll see you next month. Oh, you gonna take the baby? No. I'm just no. Better yet, I'm gonna mail you a check every month.
I think more women should do that. What do you guys think?
The more women should turn the babies over to the man and head
Yeah.
off.
It's a boy, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it depends on the dad. If he's an actual good dad,
Yeah, but how do you know that?
That's a
Well,
good point.
okay, if you know it well enough to get pregnant with him and stuff like that, I say, hey, yeah, go ahead, do it. That's
But
why
like,
I advocate. Don't do everything for the man. Let him do everything. Let him change the diaper. Let him clothe the baby. Let him feed the baby. Help him, learn how to do the things for the baby. And don't matter if he does it incorrectly. Just keep at it. Say, "Oh, you're doing a good job," until he gets it.
yeah, I
Because
agree with that.
mhm.
Because sometimes these men, they need a push for them into manhood, and sometimes when they have to take care of a child and they see how much work it takes and the cost, maybe that'll help motivate them.
Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to get the good one, the one that wants his child, the one that gonna be there, yeah, be like, here you go, baby. I'll see you next month. Here's money for the child support and stuff like that. You know, call me. Call. I'll see you on the weekend. I was adamant that you don't want me to be your baby mama. I'll become a weekend mom. You won't see me till the weekend. And be like, you couldn't do that. The hell I can't. But that's me. You know. Yeah, I have a friend that she takes over everything. I'd be like, I remember having to sit on her to let her man, change his diapers. I said, stop doing that. But it's not right. Yeah, he knows it's not right. He's doing that so you take over and do it for him. No, he's not going to learn that way. Yeah, yeah, you have to fight yourself, but it can be done. Okay, you know what? This topic is this thing with the child support and the woman getting pregnant, being pregnant when she told you that she couldn't, stuff like that. I think we need to have some guys up here. Let's finish up the video so that we can see if we can lure some of the guys to comment about this. Because I think since they are guys, and they will be on the receiving end of this. How do they feel about what he's talking about with his ex? Here we go.
I lied and gassed somebody up and said I want to have kids
But
with
she
you.
never lied about, like.
Yes, she did.
But
How can you say shit? What did she not lie about? What? Not being able to have kids and all of a sudden you can. Telling me I'm going to go do this.
Miracles happen, man.
Huh?
That's why I say miracles do happen, Jack.
Well, I'm a miracle, but I don't know about nothing else. This is the thing. I know what it's like to be resented and be disliked. When my grandma brought me to Dominica, she left me with the guy that she was with. He would bring me to all his side chicks' houses. Some of them kill dead animals, hold it in front of me, cut their hands, all that bullshit, leave me with weird people. Like, so it's not a thing about, I know, like I said, I know how hard things are. I know I'm not a person that would ever put somebody in that position. So it's not a love thing for me. It's obligation because it's the right thing to do. And it took me 4 years to get to that point because I don't want to resent anybody. I didn't want to resent a kid because of how I feel towards their parent, their mother, which is why it took me. So when you say to me abandon, it's not abandon. It's about if I get around somebody and I feel how I feel and I am how I am, it's not going to benefit anybody else. You'll get the worst of me. And I don't want to ever do that to somebody else's child. I never want to do that to somebody's kid. I don't want to do that to anybody because it's been done to me.
Is there anything else you need to tell me?
Mm.
Like why you did it today?
The reason I've done it today is because it's taken me a
Like,
long
what are you trying to gain from it now? Like, what did you expect me to do from,
To be
from this point
fair,
onwards?
I never felt like I owed anybody anything because I don't. But I always felt like I owed you. I could say that you're my first love, and I could say that you're the only person, like I said, I ever wanted to marry or have a family with. I'm not saying that's not happening now, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is I just felt like you deserved the explanation for everything. And like I said, I never wanted to come off like, obviously you've seen me throughout the beginning and you've seen me before social media, now you see me after social media. And then I never wanted you to leave with like the taste in your mouth that I was a shitty person.
Who you was?
Yeah. No, yeah, I was then.
The taste always be there.
Yeah, of course. But the point I'm trying to make is that just like everything in my life, I'm learning to understand it a bit more and come to grips with it more. So it's not Christine's fault. It's not my biological dad's fault. That's just what happened. Yeah. It's my fault for believing someone and not and just listening to someone instead of strapping up. It was my fault. So even though the person lied to me and they lied twice, it's still my fault because I shouldn't have even done that situation. And now I'm left in a situation where if I ever did want to have a child, like I said, I only ever wanted to have a child with you. And I know it would have been organic because you're the only person I felt that for. So I have to deal with this in the sense that I've come from a broken kind of family kind of thing. And I've continued that. And although there may not be like love there in that sense, it's obligation and it's the right thing to do. So what I'm saying is like, just like then, even with the youth situation, like I've had to realize that I can't, although the person lied to me, I have to be real with myself and say, I shouldn't have got myself in that situation and I have to deal with the responsibility. But I'm still not going to lie to myself and say that it's love because it still ain't love for my biological parents, even though it ain't their fault. It's not love for nobody because it's hard for me to feel that. I only love my mum, which is Elizabeth. That's the only person I have real feelings for. And I know that sounds like I'm being a dick, but I just can't help it. It's just how I am. Like when I did the ZZ Mill show that everybody probably knows me from, like, I guess Next to Everything, that's one of the things that a lot of people know me from. She asked me if I had kids, and then them times I knew. Yeah? Them times I knew.
I know, you lied.
Yeah, of
You
course.
said no, you
yeah.
didn't have kids.
Because
you stopped owning it.
No, I didn't own it because of the disdain and anger I felt. And which is why I talk about it's taken me years to get past that feeling of anger and bitterness towards the whole situation. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't my fault my parents had a one-night stand, just like it ain't this youth's fault that I was fucking bad things and this thing thought it was something deeper. And then it is what it is. And I don't give a fuck about that person. It's not the youth's fault. When I look back at me and you,
Okay. So what are you thinking about what he's saying so far?
The same thing. Like he's trying to, you know what it seems like? He's trying to say, I know I'm a bad person, but I still love you. Like, only a fool would fall for that. Like, you just told me you don't care about nobody. You don't care about nothing. Like, you know, I feel like he's trying to get on her good side, and he's trying to in a way slowly get out the conversation. That's what I feel like he's trying to do right now.
Okay, Abner, what do you think? Abby?
Okay, I go with Charlene and what you said. I go with you. Ajay.
Okay. Well, I think he's trying to say that he's changed, and this is the process he had to go through to change, but that don't change how he feels emotionally. You know, he still don't have a love feeling for his child. He's communicating out of duty, obligation, and it's the right thing to do. And he's not trying to apologize for it or make excuses for it. It just is what it is. But you know, he's mad at himself that he continued the cycle that he's going through, and he has regrets that he missed a chance to have, you know, real love and family with her because she's his first love, and he knew that the love he would have for their children would have been organic because he loves her. I wonder what y'all think about that. It's part of the reason
That's
that
not true. There's people lying to you. So if you had that chance, why didn't you take it? He's taking her for granted, and he wants her to give her a second chance. You know, even though I had this outside baby, if I had it with you, it would have been great. And I'm kind of like, you know, I really wanted that with you. Like, No, I think she need to get
Yeah.
up and move on because he's never gonna appreciate her because he's seen that he could walk all over her and she's still willing to take him back.
But he's not trying to get back with her. He's just trying to go through changes. And part of the thing of accountability is owning up to the wrong that you've done. He's trying to make I think he's trying to make amends and tell her the wrong he done. Now he really understands how badly he did wrong, and to show that he has changed, but not out of obligation, not out of trying to get back with her, because he even said it's obvious that's never going to happen, but to have closure so she won't feel that he left her, as he put it, a shitty taste in her mouth, a bad taste in her mouth about him. That sometimes women blame themselves for their relationship going wrong, but often than not, it has nothing to do with them. It's him. And that's what he's saying. It was me. It was my issues. It was my things. And it took me a long time to realize that that's why I'm doing it now. That's why I'm talking to you now. Because I had to deal with some of my issues. I wasn't ready yet. But as far as I could tell, he's not trying to get back with her. He's just trying to make her understand what he was and where he's at right now. Because even if she could take from that only that, okay, at least he became a better person. I wish he had became a better person while we were together, but he's better than what he was. Okay, are you?
I still think that he's gonna take her for granted.
Well, he's not trying to get back with her.
I know, but still. I don't know. I feel like he could wish upon a star.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even if the man changes and stuff like that, that don't mean you're obligated to get back with him, or you should. Sometimes it's just closure, or as I said, accountability to himself, to her. Can you at least say that he was being accountable? He's owning up to his crap. Okay.
Yeah. I give him that. He did own up. He explained where he was coming from, why he think the way he do, and he put everything out on the line. So I would say that. I would say yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And I think this was a good example for us women, so that we can see the red flags and we can tell the guy no. Because essentially we don't want to waste our time when the man of our dreams could be right around the corner. Who's to say we have to sit there and take all this shit when we don't need to?
Yeah.
And taking stuff from people is not love. That's not love. You have to be able to love yourself. And if you love yourself, you'll have boundaries and you'll have standards. And you would know that this is not the relationship I want to be in because I'm not being fulfilled. And you will pull away and you will let that go.
Yeah. And she had an initial reaction, like she had to take a break from their relationship for a few days. She was mad at him. They were separated for a while, but she came back. So this time, after hearing all this and after seeing this, there is absolutely not going to be any going back. If there was an inkling, now. But it's hard to take that you were so wrong about a person. You thought you knew. But hopefully she take from this that this wasn't her thing. It was him, you know, and that she can heal from this and move on. And she ain't gonna be okay. Oh my goodness. Jeff Davis is like, you girls are looking for a knight in shining armor. Oh, well, sometimes we do. All right, so let's finish off the video. We're coming to the last stretch of the video, and then we're gonna reopen it. So we're gonna open it to everybody. Okay, here we go.
Is what it is, and I don't give a fuck about that person. It's not the youth's fault. When I look back at me and you, I have all these great thoughts and I have all these great feelings and all these amazing times of you in my head. But then when I really put down to the reality, I did a lot of wrong to you. I did so much wrong to you. And as much as I loved you and as strong as my feelings was towards you, I was doing a lot of wrong, which is why I wanted to talk to you in person and say it, because do you know what the problem was? The reason I loved you so much is because I've never seen my mum in someone. And that's what I saw in you. Everything about you, it just gave me a reflection of her, which is why I felt so strongly towards you. And which is why when I talk about family and kids and all these different things, that's why it comes back to you.
I mean, you know, I broke up with you, right? Because I just kept having, not only was I having gut feelings about a relationship or someone messaging me saying they swear they've seen you somewhere. It was just all too much. And towards the end of our relationship, I would say around 3 months towards the end, I really fell out of love.
Yeah.
I just felt like me being there is wasting my time because I know what you're doing. Like, I feel like I know what you're doing, but you would never change.
Yeah.
Remember the last time I broke up with you? Like, my friend saw you on a dating site.
No, that wasn't the last time you broke up.
No,
You
not
mean
the
before
last
the
time. The
final
one
time?
before that.
Yeah,
The one
I thought you
before
meant the
that,
last
yeah,
time.
you was
Yeah.
on a dating site, and it was you, it was all your details there, and I
Yeah.
showed it to you. That was
Yeah.
the first time I broke up with you, and so it's just like, you know, from that moment, and we've already 2.5 years in our relationship, so it's like the last time I just felt there's no point. It's not going to work out. You're not going to change. So what am I here for? If I was to ask you, if you feel like we should, remember we normally have our talks
Yeah.
about being in a relationship, like how we feel. If I was to ask you the same question, you'll say if it's perfectly fine. So I didn't give you the opportunity to have that talk with us, like that certain conversation. So.
And you're right, because at the time, I wouldn't have been honest because I had so much on my mind, even that situation, life and everything.
And even after everything you said, it's just like, I just find it hard to believe that you saw your mom, like the way you portrayed me, like you've seen your mum and me and all that stuff. I just find that hard to believe while she was out doing what you was doing. You wouldn't be doing all that stuff.
No,
That's what you thought.
I know it's hard for you to get it, but that's how it is for me. Like I said, where we go from here, we're never going to get back together like that. But at the same time, I just never wanted you to leave with that feeling about me, to feel like I was a bad person. Even with what I've told you about myself, everything else, I have changed from how I was before. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point. So with you, like I said, it's not about even being a friendship. It's just down to just you, like, closing up the chapter. That was me and you.
Chapter's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
All I had to say was, yeah, I don't know. After seeing him, I'm just like, she is too good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all see that, but I felt like she is too good for him and she could get somebody much better. Like, this guy has, like, I don't know if those are grills. He has grills. He has tattoos on his face. He has tattoos on his neck. Like he has this whole bad boy vibes. And that's not attractive. I don't know. I don't even like that. When I see that, I think of little boys that's like 16, 17, trying to be men.
Well, that's probably what his situation was. He was trying to be a man, but he got got a little twisted ideas about it. Okay, Avena. Okay, so yeah, so he's learning. I guess you could say he's finally growing up. Took him It took him about 4 years, but he is growing up. He's learning. He's actually seeing how he done it wrong, because before that he did not see that what he was doing was wrong, that he was hurting her, that I don't think he could see it at that moment. There's an earlier video where you see this turned out to be part 2. I found out the part 1 as I was leaving out.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Does anybody else want to join us on the panel? I mean, we don't bite. You guys can hop on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And I think maybe that's what a lot of the manosphere is going through. Some of them are taking a lot longer to grow up. Mm-hmm. And that's why so many of them are so interested in trying to get as many women as possible. They feel like, hey, I'm a man now. I get all these women. I can pull them.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Okay. Well, how about I pull the part 1 of this video, or maybe you disgusted enough you don't want to see that.
I wonder what part 1 is gonna talk about. I really do.
I
Let's
think
go see. How long is part 1?
think it's just 2 minutes shy of this one. Hold on, let me see. Let me go find it. Let's see. No.
I mean, nobody want to join us on the panel. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
we're not discriminating this night. It could be men or women.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, something that.
I think so yeah, it could be men or women. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Zeb, but you caught us in the middle of ladies' night, and you have a habit of derailing us a little bit. So I wanted to finish the video before I had you uh up in here.
Oh, is he in the back or no?
Well, he was.
Okay, well, Zab, it looks like you could come on up.
Being faithful. Gotta take a break.
Okay. All right. I found it. Okay. So while we're waiting for a few people come in, here's what part 1 was about. And you're gonna see, how it was a little too much. All right. Here we go.
One second.
But me way before any kind of social media things. You're the only person that probably knows the real me.
What was so hard for you to say, do you know what, I can't be with you because I know I'm not capable of being faithful?
For the first time, Castillo wants to sit down with his ex Ria to come clean on his past behaviors whilst they were together. But with Castillo revealing a hidden secret, is an amicable solution on the cards, or will shock revelations be too much for Riet to forgive and forget?
What's good, Ree?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Not too bad. You look nice.
Thank you.
You're not gonna say I look nice or
No.
nice? I thought you were gonna say something about me looking nicer. You know, I got dressed up for the
No,
occasion.
you look alright, but I just want to know why you brought me here,
Well, we're just gonna get straight into it like that.
basically.
I don't know. This feels mad formal, but basically, the only reason I brought you on here is because obviously we was in a relationship for 4 years. Yeah.
3.5.
Now it's 4.
It was 3.5.
Why 3.5?
It was 3.5.
It's 4.
Go on.
But yeah, basically, there's a lot that you don't know and a lot that I never said. And I just feel like this is the time that I want to actually
No, it
say
doesn't
to
make sense why you couldn't have told me this before. I don't know why you feel like it's like the best solution is to come here first and tell me.
I think because I'm kind of like an open book now, innit, with all this social media
Yeah,
thing.
but I've been asking you like to come forward and be honest with certain things you've done, which you've never done. So it doesn't make sense to me.
You
Why you
never
waited
asked me.
so long?
But you've never asked me.
I have asked you, Joe.
You've asked me little things, but not.
But you've never been honest about anything.
I've kind of been honest about a few things. A few things. Do you get what I mean? I don't even know where to start. Do you get what I mean? Like, where would I even begin with like what I want to say? Throughout the 4 years, would you say that it was a good relationship?
Do you know what? That's not what this is about. But like, obviously, in our relationship, things were good, but at the same time, we've had our problems. You know, reason why it wasn't always great. Reason why I had to step out a few times. But at the same time,
What do you mean step out and back?
I've stepped out a few times.
You're chatting shit.
I've stepped out.
You are chatting shit. I know you're chatting shit.
When I say step out, I don't mean like going elsewhere and
Okay,
being
thank
with
God.
someone
I
else
thought
in
you
a
were trying to chat
relationship.
some other shit. Boy.
No, I'm not talking about that, Joseph. I'm talking about me telling you that I don't like, I want any break from you.
Yeah.
Or, you know, not talk to you for like a while. That's what I
Yeah.
mean by step out, not as in to see someone else.
But I never really saw like you going quiet as like. Do you know what I mean? I never really saw that as a break. I just saw that as you was just vexed in the
So
moment.
you just thought that me not speaking to you for a whole week is just me being angry and that you think it's normal. So you're sick.
That's kind of what I thought.
So you're trying to tell me that by you not speaking to me for a whole week, 10 days is fine, like it's normal in a relationship.
To be fair, back then, the way I was kind of moving, I never really, like, I paid attention to the silence, but at the same time, I just thought it was just you being vexed and then you just chill out after a little while. Do you know what I mean?
No, at the end of
Okay. So, Charlene, what are you thinking about this so far? Or did I stop it too soon? But notice how he didn't pick up on any cues about her her being silent, her not talking to him for 10 days, a week and stuff like that. And he didn't see that there was anything wrong, that she was just mad for a little while. So I think you might be right. I don't think he would know, how to be in a relationship.
You know what? This is some good. All right, so here go a story. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I remember when I was like 19 at the time. I was 19 and I was dating this guy who was like 27 or 28, right? And he would play these petty games like that. Like he wouldn't call or contact me for a week or or a week and then or 3 to 5 days. And I would say, well, I thought that so here goes me. I thought that it's over, like we're done talking to each other. So then he says the same thing that this dude says. Well, I never said that. I mean, if I stop talking to you for 2 weeks, then you know that we're not talking or we're not together. And I'm like, what? And now that I'm older, I'm like, this dude was like taking advantage of the fact that I was young. I didn't really have that much relationship experience. And I think he was a whole lot insecure also on his part. But anyways, right? So now that I look back on it, how long do you guys think like you should you should stop communicating with that person? How long do you think a break should be? Or how long do you think you should wonder if somebody stops contacting you? I say give it like 2 to 3 days, and already I'm starting to pull away because I'm like 2 or 3 days. Why you in contact me? What's going on? Um, I feel like we're not close. We're not in this together. Like you're supposed to communicate with me, tell me how your day is going. Like I want to know what's going on with you. I don't think that's too hard to ask, but I think if somebody doesn't communicate with me within 3 days, I start to wonder. What about y'all?
Well, okay, I'm a little offhanded. Yeah, I will wonder after not the first day. Maybe I might get a little concerned around the second day. But you're right. The third day, I would have called by the third day and said, "Hello, how you doing? Are you still alive over there? I hadn't heard from you in a few days. You know, still kicking over there. Make some kind of joke and see. It's like see what's going on. Are you mad at me? Are we over with? You just got busy. What is it?" Hmm. But not the find out after so many days, 10 days, not talking. I don't know. I don't think I can be that mad. If I'm that mad, I'm not talking for 10 days to you. Oh, we about to be over with. We're over with, because I'm already thinking, especially if you ain't called to see why I'm that mad. That either means I have, or if you go quiet for 10 days and I ain't say nothing, I didn't call, then that means it's over with in my mind.
I agree.
Hmm. But yeah, I think I stopped it a little too soon. When you hear the rest of the video, I think he just don't know what it's like to be in a relationship. He's too used to having uh uh sexcapades, uh um um hookups.
I agree. He doesn't know what it's like to be in a relationship.
Hmm. Hmm. All right, here we go.
Day, if I feel like if I've gone quiet on you, it's your job to try and find out why I'm upset,
Mm.
and we're meant to resolve this.
But you see, the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Back then, I wouldn't have even thought about that. I think from then till now, I've probably changed a lot in how you know me.
Okay, so what's the difference from then and now?
What do you mean? Like, as in,
The
what I
way
mean
you
is in
portray
this.
yourself the way you no, but the way you still portray yourself, I don't see a difference. It's just that you're more open about it.
No, what I mean is in the sense that the way I see things and looking back at things now, I can understand it a bit better than I was then. So back then, a lot of things that I was doing, like, I never used to like to talk on the phone. I used to hate talking on the phone. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But now that that's just a little thing, but something like that now,
What was your problem with that?
because of how I was used to moving, the phone call things,
Give me an example.
when you're the type of person that moves a bit mad and you see a lot of different people, then you never really want to talk on the phone
So
to
as
people.
in you will see other people.
I'll get to that. But what I'm trying to say is that the reason I never liked phone calls because I got used to a certain way of moving. So meaning things like like we've never ever had each other's phone passwords, but I'm pretty sure if I'd asked you back then, you would have said, yeah. If you'd have asked me, I would have probably never given it to you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like things like my phone face down and all these things. These were just natural things, the things that are just how I'd move. But realistically, looking back at it, that's not things that you do in a relationship. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But that's how I was used to moving. Now, like the reason I've really brought you on it is because there's so much like things that I want to say to you, because obviously there's social media, but you know me way before any kind of social media things. You're the only person that probably knows the real me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You know me through and through, even before gold teeth, everything.
Okay.
So what I
know
mean
your
is in the
premise.
sense that I owe you a lot of things. Like I owe you
100%.
explanations. Do you understand? Yeah,
100%.
that's what I'm trying to say.
And I don't know why it took you this long. Like, I'm just not understanding it. So when our relationship ended, and I've been asking you about what happened, like if there was anyone else which you wouldn't tell me, I don't know why you felt like you couldn't tell me until now. That's what I don't understand, Joseph.
This is my government.
Okay. It sounds like he didn't always have the gold teeth. Oh, hey, DJ Music. Mr. DJ Music. But yeah, it sounds like he didn't always have the gold teeth or the gold grill or whatever. But it's interesting how he says how, you know, back then he didn't like the phones because the phone tied him to these other people, but also it makes these other people know who that he got other people. So he wasn't just lying to her; he was lying to everybody.
I'm with her. Like, why you brought me on the show to come and embarrass me in live television all over social media?
Mm. Well, maybe it was as he said. He didn't know um how to tell her then. Okay. All right. So oh, I think it was maybe it was like he said he didn't know how to tell her then, or he didn't understand why he was doing what he was doing in the first place. Some people they gotta understand why they do what they do. Some people don't know why they do the things they do. Okay, let's continue on. Hey, Mr. D, if you want to come up, hit the link. If you want to say something on what we.
Yeah, man. That's okay. You could do it. I don't mind.
I don't know why you felt like you couldn't tell me until now. That's what I don't understand, Joseph.
This is my government name, bro. That's okay. You could do it. I don't mind. The reason I couldn't tell you all these things then is because, to be fair, I was never able to just look at you in the face and say any of these things to you. It would kill me to say any of these things
Yeah,
to you
you're
because
pathetic, to be honest.
kill me to say any things to you because of how highly I view you. You're like you're my longest relationship. You're my first love. You're the only person I've ever wanted to have children with.
No, you
Only
didn't.
person I'd ever want to get
No, you
married to.
didn't.
No, that's the thing. That's what you think. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, throughout the time that we was together, there's so much that you didn't know about me. There's me like you know me, and you know the real me. But there's other parts of me that you could never know. In regards to when you asked me, was I seeing other people? Not,
Was you seeing other people? Is a yes or no answer?
yeah.
How many?
That's when it gets complicated, because then I'd have to.
How many?
No, I'd have to give you.
How many?
I can't tell you.
It's
I
not
could
even
give you a
funny. I don't
number.
even
I
know
could
you're
give you a
laughing.
number. No, I couldn't give you a number. It's the way you're
You
just
can't
being.
give me a number.
What I mean is in the sense that, okay, best way I could describe it, yeah. When we first got together, I didn't expect us to get in a relationship because I never expected it to turn into that, because I never wanted a relationship with anybody. But throughout being with you, I think once it hit a year, to me, it was just like, that's when I would say that I proper fell in love with you, after a year. And it was basically for a lot of different actions as to why I fell in love with you. So a lot of things that you would do, a lot of things that you would say, a lot of your nature, being around you, you being around like my obviously my mum, my grandmother, and seeing how you were and all that stuff. That's all these little things that made me actually fall in love with you. So for me, it's always a slow burn, because it's always, for me, I look at everybody the same. I kind of hold everybody to the same standard. Do you know what I mean? But you surpassed it, and you just went to next levels with it.
Okay, but it doesn't make sense. So I surpassed that, went to next level, but you're still cheating.
Yeah, but I
You
think,
fell in love, but you're still cheating.
yeah, but the thing about that is that I don't think I was ready.
You fell in love, but you're still cheating.
Yeah,
That's not love, Joe.
it is love. It is love. A man can love someone and then see other people. Okay, look, if I
All right, I stopped that right there because that part never quite jives with me. And what she was saying earlier, I never can understand how a man could love you and still see other people. He fell in love with her, but he cheated on her.
Yeah, can she still love him and see other people?
That's the thing. They tap on that question. I'm gonna play it a little further down, but that's the thing. Okay, okay. Talking to several men, I've heard men say that they fell in love over time. Got to know the woman. They didn't fall in love in first sight. They after a while. He said it was a year before he was in love, or that he knew he was in love with her. That part I can kind of understand. Because they are attracted to our outer appearance. So to get past when it gets past the lust for them, it becomes love. But the part that I don't get is these men that say, I love her. She's the love of my life. She brings me joy. She's everything I ever wanted in a woman. In this woman's case, she surpassed everything he ever wanted in a woman. But yet he cheated on her. And I can never understand men that say that. But let me reiterate, because I've actually heard a woman say something similar, but she's like one out of a rarity. That a woman that she can love a man, but cheat on him. I think these are unusual people. They can love a person, but yet cheat on them, and see nothing wrong with it.
You said unusual people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible. Because if men could say that argument, so why can't he allow her to cheat and still love her?
Well, it's interesting, as I say, it's interesting that you say that. That question was brought up, and he's like, yes, you can love a person and cheat on her. So she gonna bring up the question, well, what if she had cheated on him?
Okay.
How you feel about that? Oh, okay, you want to get right into that to see what his answer was. Okay, all right, I hear you.
If I'm just being honest with you, this is how it goes, yeah?
So if I was in love with you, but I was out there seeing other people, it'd be fine.
No, that's
Okay,
mad.
so why?
That's different though.
How is it different?
It's different. It's just different.
How is it different?
I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's just different. Yeah? But this is what I'm gonna say.
Idiot.
This is what I'm gonna say. Like, when we first got together, it was literally you, just you, and I always saw you as my girlfriend. So I always put you in another box as anything. You're the only person that I would.
You're not that doesn't make me feel.
No. It's not about making you feel some way. I'm just basically trying to make you get something. So, for example, if I'm honest, I met you at an event, right?
Right.
We met each other at an event. Yeah. I met other people at that event, but I never took any of those people serious. But the problem with me is I just kept consistent links with people that I didn't really give a fuck about. But then you was always my girlfriend. And
Wait, whilst we was together?
Yeah. So like, during our 4 years, I don't know how to put it in a way not sounding like a weirdo, but it's almost like, imagine I had you like at the top, like a main, like a queen or whatever. Like I see you as that. So meaning in the sense that you know everything about me. You're the only person I'm ever gonna let you in all the way. You're gonna see me, like you're gonna see me through every kind of like emotion or whatever, which you have seen me for every kind of emotion or whatever. But then I had, let's say, 2 people below that, which were just like consistent links. One was like a video model thing. Another one was like some older Jamaican thing. And then below that, I would just have like another 4 consistent links that I might just keep there because maybe.
Can I take a break? Can I take a break? 1 second.
She take a break. I figured we'd take a break too. So you saw how he said that it was different? Yeah, he saw it as different, but he couldn't answer how. He said, I don't know how, it just is.
People like that don't need second chances.
He's not getting a second chance.
I'm just saying, people like that don't need second chances. All right, let me tell you another scenario. I always gotta tell people my dating experience. Okay. Another dating experience I had. So I was dating this guy, and I was in the military at the time. And we were both overseas, right? And we were dating for like a year and a half. And then it was at one point that we broken up because I was like, you never share me with anybody. You don't post pictures of us. You don't change your profile. Like, so like I feel like this isn't even real, like, right? So we had taken a break, and I had orders to come outside the States or come back to the States. I was in Japan. And at the time, we had stopped talking to each other. So I just focused on myself. I focused on school and working out. And he, on the other hand, started dating this other girl. I think he was desperate. So he started dating this one girl who didn't look really appeasing through the eyes. I'm not trying to downgrade any woman, but like, you could tell that nobody really talked to her like that. She didn't really take care of herself, take care of her hair. You know, she didn't really put more into her looks, and she didn't take pride in what she looked like, basically.
Okay.
She didn't try. And I think she was like 35 or 36 or whatnot. And he was messing with her. And I kind of felt like he had low self-esteem in a way to mess with her, but maybe it was all in God's divine timing. But long story short, she ended up pregnant, right? While we were on our break, and he already had a child, and he was going through a divorce. So now he has 2 kids on the way. And I guess he didn't want me to find out, but he told me. And I think what made matters worse is who he cheated with. There wasn't even somebody as the same, I would say same level. It wasn't anybody who looked good. I felt like he was just looking for instant gratification. And now he landed himself a whole nother child support payment and a whole other problems. But nonetheless, I'm happy for the girl because she was like 36 and she had no kids. She really had no relationship. And I guess this was the highlight for her. So little does she know, he don't really care about her. So that's And we got to the point where he wanted to get back with me, and I was like, if the tables was turned and I was the one that was pregnant, would this dude actually give me a chance? Will he let me fly if I had a other baby by somebody else? And the answer would be no. He would not talk to me if I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't talk. I just stopped talking to him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Mm. It kind of make me think of but it's not my story to tell. It's my cousin's situation. It's confused. It was a little bit of a mess for a minute, but I'm not going to tell it. That's not my story to tell. If you ever hear, you're gonna be mad as heck.
Why? No, say it.
Okay.
I told my story.
Yeah, but you told your story. This is his story.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. My date story. Dating story. No, I don't really have a dating story that's similar to that. So,
So my philosophy is, if he's gonna tell me some dumb thing like, "Oh, it's different," I will not talk to him. I would not give him a second chance. That will be done with. What the fuck you mean it's different?
Yeah.
If I was to switch the tables around and I did the same thing that he did, and he left me, why am I sticking around to forgive him? Fuck that shit. I love myself just as much as he loved himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you probably love yourself more. If you're going to, okay, now I'm not going to give an excuse. Because it'd be like, you're going to be cheating on me. You're going to choose someone better than me. But that's an ego thing.
You would hope so.
Mm-hmm. But then that goes into it's not about the looks. It's about the, satisfying the itch. Or he wanted somebody the opposite of you. Or let me see. Yeah, he was either satisfying the itch, or he wants somebody that was totally opposite of you, and stuff like that. And then he was careless with it. Careless. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that was sad. He didn't even know the girl like that.
Yeah,
He met the girl like for like a week or 2 weeks, maybe a month, and she's already pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even know her.
Rebound sex. It's rebound sex. He, you were gone. Y'all broke up. He just jumped on the first thing that led him.
Oh, Black Knight, I think your camera's on.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, your camera's on, Max.
Max, your camera's on. Can you take his camera on?
No. The most I could do is something like this. Yeah. I always had a fear of rebound sex and goodbye sex. Those are the two main. You're gonna get pregnant, but I was very paranoid about getting pregnant. I didn't do no rebound sex. I did. In fact, I thought once you and the person broke up, you need to not date for a while, get your mind straight. and goodbye sex, well, one last one for the roll for old time's sakes, say goodbye. If you have an amendable breakup or something like that. No, what you trying to do? You trying to get me pregnant? You trying to trap me? I treat him like he's threatening my life. Don't
I
you
feel like
threaten
you
me
should.
with no baby. It'd be like, don't you threaten me with no baby.
I feel like
I
you.
don't say nothing about no baby. I said it's sex, so trust me,
I feel
that's
like you
it.
should never have breakup sex.
Yeah. 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 I was like, never have breakup sex. I could. Well, I kind of understood the logic if y'all being amendable, like I had let me see, a breakup because we were long distance. Actually, it was more his idea than mine, but I eventually agreed to it. Because we're gonna be long distance, gonna be hard, and stuff like that. He feel we should just break up, and if when he come back in a year, if we still have feelings for each other, or we ain't moved on to other people, we can get back together. Okay, yeah, and he was like, well, since it's gonna be a whole year before we see each other, let's, just something to remember about. No, 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 no. We're not having uh, breakup sex for old time's sake sex. No, that's how babies are created. No, because that thought of let's make a memory. Yeah, your memory gonna be born, crying, walking, talking, peeing, pooping in 9 months. No, it's like for real. I was like, yes. He said, no, 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 it ain't gonna be like that. No, yes, it will. No, we're not. We're not. Unless you're trying to become a baby daddy, and if you make me, you get me pregnant, I'm gonna kill you. No, 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 no. Then I changed my mind. I said, no, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna give birth, turn over custody to you, give you the baby, and walk away.
You told him that?
Yeah, I did. They said, I hope you plan to be with that baby 24/7. Oh yeah, I've had guys tell me I want you to give birth to my kids. I don't know what it is about track me. Even when I tell them, no, I don't want to have any kids. And I said, I even had to almost threaten. I said, no, dude, you don't want me. He actually told me he want me to be his baby mama. I said, dude, you do not want me
Like
to
that's
be your
attractive.
baby's
That's
mama.
something to be proud about. That
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I've heard that. Let's go half on a baby. I heard. I want you to be my baby's mama. Are you my? You my my future children's mother and stuff like that. All kind of stuff. I was like, no, 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 no. I told one guy. I said, no, dude, you do not want me to be your baby mama. Your baby mama that you complain about now is a cakewalk. Me, because you're gonna get grizzly mom on top of that, and I don't have no understanding about why you cannot be there for the child thing. In fact, I'm not going to. In order to avoid that, you will have the child. Be like, you're not gonna be able to do that. Oh yes, I can. I said I'm writing it out right now. You know, I Dame Frankie turned over custody of my child to his or her father. The only time I want child is for the weekend, and I seceded over to my mother. Well, you know, that's what I said. My mom always felt that I would change my mind. Like I was one of these people. I didn't want to hold newborns. I thought they were frail. I usually didn't touch babies until they were 8 months old. You know, but eventually I got over that.
Mm-hmm.
But so she probably felt that, you know, once I give birth and hold my child, I'll feel differently, you know. Hello, Remy. You want to come up and chat? Yeah. So yeah, I was weird. I was a weird person. As I said, I was paranoid about being pregnant. Then again, my mom was a single mom, and I saw how hard it was for her, and I knew that I could not raise a kid by myself. No. I'm not raising no child by myself. You marry me, you with me for life. You know, and if we be separate, the child is going with you.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, I even told one of my exes, because he was always, I want you to have my child. I want you to have my child. No, but I said, okay, if I have a child, the child's gonna be with you 24/7. You go on the basketball court, the child be strapped to your back playing basketball right along with you. Or in the stroller, locked in the stroller at the basketball court, right there with you. I'd be like, he's like, you don't want, you're not gonna want the child with you. No, the child's gonna be with you, unless my mom claim her grandparental rights, and then the fight will be between you and my mom, not me. Yeah, my mom loved babies. I could see her more often fighting with possible baby daddy for rights to the child, and I can see me and the baby daddy. Shoot, if it's just you leave it up to me, you won't have the child. Yeah, you gonna be coming out for work at night, and I'm gonna be the ninja that sneaks through your window, come into your bedroom, put the baby in the crook of your arms, and disappear like smoke. Ninja mom. All right, hey, Max, what draws you out here?
Well, how you doing, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
We got an echo.
Okay, let me mute up. Might be me.
Somebody creating an echo. Who's on the panel? I can't see the panel.
Okay, it's Charlene and me.
Okay. I thought I heard someone else come in. Did they drop off?
Abby wasn't feeling too hot.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, anyway, what's this guy's name? Frank James, whatever his name is?
Wait. Well, no, we're not doing. We had already did Frank James, the guy that shot up the subway.
But the comment. No. I'm talking about the one that was talking with the woman saying he don't care nothing about your kids. That guy.
Oh, his name is Castillo. One of them Spanish sounding names. Castillo.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm talking about the guy that was telling the woman he don't care nothing about your kids. When he meets your kids, he don't care about them. He don't care about your family. He don't care about none of that. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Okay, Castillo.
Hey. All right, okay, here's my problem, okay? I'm not sure why women are being triggered by this guy. Okay. This is a typical dude, okay, and I don't understand, like, when a man says to you, okay, I just want you to be my side chick, I don't care nothing about nothing else you're talking about. Why are you still, I don't understand at that point. And then, according to her, he already let it be known how he felt about almost everything. So one, why is she still there? And two, why are they even having this discussion? I don't understand. You know, when these guys tell you, remember I said to you, let a guy talk and he'll tell on himself, right? Remember I said that day? Huh? Am I coming through? Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Where's Dame at?
Probably have to go do something real quick, but we hear you. Remember you said that.
Well, when I said several times, let a guy talk, right? A guy will tell on himself. Men are eager to tell women the truth about themselves, and you would just listen. Okay, men don't have a problem telling you that they aren't shit. All you have to do is listen. They makes no bones about it. They'll tell you straight, hey, look, I ain't shit. And you probably shouldn't be messing with a guy like me. And he'll tell you that in so many words. He'll tell you that by saying, I don't care nothing about your kids. I don't care about your mama. I don't care about your daddy. All I care about is you and me doing a hookah chooka. And that's just about all it is. I'm really not interested in nothing else. I don't want to get you a burger from McDonald's. I don't want to, have a 5-minute phone call unless it's about sex. I don't even want anything to do with you unless it's about sex. So he's telling you right there, he ain't about nothing. So I don't understand the outrage. Like, why are we still continuing? Why is a woman still in his face, for one? And not only that, why is one in a relationship with him?
Okay. Okay, so this is the situation. Okay, they are no longer together. This is, he's
Okay,
doing full
stop.
disclosure.
My problem is, what were they together in the first place for?
He lied to her.
Whoa. That's obvious that he's a liar. It's obvious that he's a liar, right? He don't care nothing about nobody but himself.
All right, that's what we addressed that.
Okay.
So basically, she has low self-esteem. She was really young at the time. Obviously, she's young. She doesn't have life experience, and he kind of does seem like the popular type, as you can say. And he did look kind of like raunchy. He did have tattoos all over his face, and he was wearing grills. I don't know why he find that's attractive, not attractive to me. But obviously she was young. I think they were pretty young. They weren't like in their 30s or late 20s. They were like young, like 18, 19 or early 20s.
Well, young people find that trendy. They find that. I remember one time when Redman came out with the fangs. A lot of the kids was wearing the fangs and shit. And I mean not Redman. Method Man came out with the fangs. But anyway, but what I'm saying is, ladies, when men are telling you things like this, when as soon as you hear the term or the phrase, I don't care about something coming out of a man's mouth, make sure you scrutinize that phrase. Make sure you scrutinize it. What is it attached to? If it's attached to children, then it's time to go. It's time to go. You see, y'all playing too many games. Guys don't play games. When they come up to you, they already got to set in their mind what they're going to do. Okay, they're going to lie to you and deceive you and stab you in the back. They already got that planned out. If they're going to be your man, they're going to be faithful and all that. They already got that planned out. Okay? You guys playing games, man. Y'all hear these guys spill the beans to you, but you don't pay attention to what they're saying. You need to pay attention to what a man says. That's very, very important. If he tells you he doesn't care about something that pertains anything about a mother, a father, a child, or whatever, you need to leave that guy alone. Okay? And here's the phrase too. If he says he doesn't care about anything that affects you positively or negatively, it's time to go. What are you doing there? You ain't got to sit up here and try to reinvent the wheel. If he telling you he don't care about what affects you positively or negatively, it's time to go. What are you still doing here? You need to hightail it up out of there. This man don't care nothing about you. He ain't gonna be no fit man to you or anything like that, or any kind of baby daddy. You sure enough don't want to have no kids with a guy like that. That's worse than having kids with a guy who's all about pumping and dumping. Yeah, listen to these guys when they talk. When they start telling you stuff like they don't care about stuff, pay attention to that. Find out what they don't care about. That's important. Because they don't care about your mama. They don't care about kids. They don't care about your daddy. They don't care about your family. They don't care about you. It's time to go. What are you still doing with a man who don't care nothing about your family? You don't want to be with a man who don't care nothing about your family, especially your mama. You don't want to be with no Negro that don't care nothing about your mama. If you don't care about your mama, how you feel about his own mama? And then what you think he's going to do about it? If he don't care about your mama, his mama, then where does that leave you in the equation? You know?
Okay. All right. Well, you see, that's exactly the point. This is okay. This is a broke. They broken up. She wanted to know, she wanted to know the truth of things and stuff like that. Now, after all this time, he's telling her that. He was not talking. Okay, he wasn't talking about her mother and stuff like that. In fact, we're about to come into he never wanted to meet her family, and why? But he was talking about his mother and stuff like that. We mentioned how that's a red flag, that he had no feelings about his mother, the biological mother, his biological father. The only person that he had any feelings for was his grandmother, who had adopted him.
Well, listen, ladies, I'm here to tell you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to separate anything when it comes to a relationship. If a guy don't care about his mother, leave him alone. And certainly if he don't care about your mother, leave him alone. He don't care about kids, leave him alone. Okay? Do not, put yourself in harm's way. Now, some of you probably say, it's okay. You ain't got to like my mother. Oh, yes, it is. It's a package deal. Okay? If he going to love you, then he got to love the lady that brought you into this world. That don't make any sense otherwise. Y'all got to start looking at the connection of the entire picture. If he going to love you, then he must love the lady that brought you into this world. It makes no sense otherwise. He cannot love you and then hate your mother. That don't make any damn sense, and that's fucking lunacy. Yeah, dang.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, she did break up with him. This is about closure and his need to be accountable about what happened in their relationship, and stuff like that. That's what this video is all about, and it shows a bunch of red flags that some women miss. Like you said, if he says he has no feelings, I gotta tell you that he don't have no feelings for his biological mother or father, or his mother or father, and stuff like that. He has no feeling. And we saw earlier that he created a child, but he had no feelings because he's mad at the mother, and it took him a while to get to the point where he let that stuff go. So right now, the reason why she's sitting there listening to him is because he's trying to be accountable. She's finally getting the closure she needs about. She's been asking him what happened, you know, why he did the things he did. Why he cheated on her, and what's the issue with the child, because the child, I think, was created while they were in a relationship, but it wasn't with her. It was with a woman that he cheated on her with. So
Okay. You still playing it?
well, we playing the first part. Well, you see, it turned out the original video we had was the second part. There was the first part, and he's gone in there. She's fussing at him because he's saying
What part
that
are you
he
at
loves
now?
her. He said that he loves her.
What part are you at right now?
He cheated on her, where she had to take a break because what he said upsetted her.
Okay, well, let's start from there. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay, all right.
Did Charlene want to say something? Hold on, let me see. Charlene wants to say.
No, I'm good. Let's go ahead. Let's keep continuing with the video.
Here we go.
Is she playing?
Yeah, but she had to take a break emotionally because it brought some stuff out from her, so she started crying because that was a 4-year relationship, and what he's saying is making her cry and tear up inside because it's like
I mean,
opening wounds.
yeah, it's bad because when you're in a relationship with a guy that you don't know, and you find out 4 years later that you never knew this guy, and he wasn't who you thought he was. It was a lie the whole time. Yeah, that's devastating.
Huh?
The guys do this a lot.
Yeah, come on the back. It should be all right. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So, you're right.
Fuck you.
Do you know what? It's nothing to be sad about because
There's nothing to be said about.
no, not on your end, because in the
Not
long
on my end.
in the long run, it's like
You're not
I'm
making
the
sense.
like I'm the one that should be. I don't know how to say it.
What? Go on. You're the one that should be sad.
I mean, in the sense that
Are you sick?
it's bad karma for me, not for you. It's best for you because you're free from it.
Max, can you mute Mike?
You're free from it. But with what I'm about
It's
to tell
bad
you,
karma for you.
yeah.
So that karma hasn't come yet. Okay.
No, it has.
No, it hasn't.
No, that's the thing. It has. These people didn't mean anything to me. This was like a pastime. These weren't people that I gave a fuck about. I didn't give a fuck about none of these people.
The thing is, right? If you felt the way you felt about me, but you're doing your bullshit on the side, what was so hard for you to say, do you know what? I can't be with you because I know I'm not capable of being faithful.
Because
what was so hard about doing that? And then you'll take me outside in public.
It wasn't.
And when I'm working, that's what you're doing behind closed doors. But did you not feel that's embarrassing on my behalf? Ain't that embarrassing for me?
Looking back on it, yeah.
I would be out all the time. Was you not always out?
Yeah. Looking back on it, yeah. And that's why I'm trying to say that it took me a long time to realize all these different things. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It took me a long time to realize what I was doing.
It took you too long to realize.
I didn't want to tell you because ultimately I wanted to be with you. I only ever wanted to be with you. And I thought to myself, me doing what I was doing, it wasn't anything serious for me, so I never took it serious. I literally looked at it like a pastime. I didn't give a fuck about any of these people. I would meet their families, meet meet their mums, meet all these type of people. And I didn't give a fuck about their parents. I didn't give a fuck about their family. I didn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, you was never meeting mine anyways.
No, and this is the thing.
You was never meeting mine.
Nah, and I'm glad I never met yours, because it's like you not ever introducing me to your parents.
Purposely done.
Yeah. Me meeting your parents to me would have felt like the ultimate disrespect on my end. Yeah. With other people, I didn't give a fuck about them, so I didn't really care to meet their parents. With you, I never wanted to meet.
It's the complete opposite as to the generation these days.
What do you mean?
Guys don't want to meet the girls' families unless it's a serious situation. It's like you think backwards.
Yeah, because I was ashamed. I didn't want to meet your parents because I knew what I was doing, and I thought I can't meet your parents knowing that this is what I'm doing because I care too much for you to meet your parents. Whereas everybody else,
you care too much.
Yeah, but everybody else, I didn't give a fuck because I didn't mind meeting their parents. I could look at their mums and have a big conversation with people's mums and make their mums like me, and I didn't give a fuck about their mum. But I understand what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying this is why I'm talking to you about it now, because now I'm able to talk about it. Now I'm able to basically tell you what was on my mind, like, and just tell you how I was moving, because it's been a long time. You're the only person I've wanted to have kids with. You're the only person, and I know I'm never, and you know me already to know that I don't want kids. I never wanted kids, never, and you know that. But we'll get to that. But you know that I've never wanted children. Look, for real. Look, you know, Ree, for real. Have I ever wanted children?
Well,
let me just
show me that you haven't wanted children.
You know me well enough to know that I've never wanted children. You know my mum well enough to know how I am when it comes to kids. You know that, and that's not even me saying that to you. That comes from my mum. You know that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Miss Blackyard. It's all BS. I can't even take this dude serious. Like,
yeah, a lot of BS. Especially the part where he's still trying to keep the back door open. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you know, he's still trying to keep the door open, and he's still trying to keep the spot warm in her bed by saying, you know, you're the only one I ever wanted, even though he dragging her through all of this bullshit and showing her the complete opposite. Okay? He's somehow trying to keep a warm spot pillow open for himself by saying, yeah, you know, you're the only one I ever wanted. Which is bullshit. A lot of them do the same. A lot of these deceivers, they do the same shit.
All right. So
I mean, you know, see, my point is, he ain't shit. At this point, I'm not even sure why she's still even interested in hearing any explanation at all. I mean, it's obvious the guy's a piece of shit. He's a deceiver. He's a liar. He's a backstabber. Okay? He has betrayed you. So, at some point, do you even give a damn about the explanation?
Well, I think as she hears more, she just get more disgusted, fed up, and eventually sees that she caught a lucky break, that they broke up. But you know, it sounds like she learning more about him now than she did in their 4-year relationship, or she ignored certain things that he might have said, or I didn't take him into account that he was being for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely a deceiver. He's full of shit. And it's a shame that that's what she ran into. They've been hooked up with for the last, wasting her life for the last 4 years.
y'all don't see the way he look. I'm sorry, I just can't get over his looks.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing those grills in his mouth.
But see,
well, he did say that when they were together, or when they met, he didn't have the girl.
But this is what pisses me off. This is the type of knock I talk about in my Gen Code. This is the type of shit that pissed me off. It's niggas like this. It's the reason why we have black women talking the way they're talking right now. You know, and saying the things that they're saying right now. You in a 4-year relationship with a black woman that you didn't even care anything about. How can you be in a relationship with somebody for 4 years and not care anything about them? And that's crazy. You know, there's nothing cool about it. I don't know what kind of logic you guys are going by. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing manly about that. There's nothing righteous about that. That's some corrupted, wicked shit. How the hell are you in a relationship with a woman for 4 years and you don't care anything about it? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I forgot this is ladies' night. I mean, like, what the hell is wrong? What the hell is the matter with you? It ain't, and again, this is not a badge of honor. This is not a badge of honorly manhood. You know, there's something wrong with you. You're crazy, man. You're in a relationship with a woman for 4 years and you don't care anything about her.
Well, he claims that he does care about her. In fact, he cares only about her. He don't claim he claims he don't care.
Well, let me ask you a question. All right, well, let me ask you a question. Let's see if these claims, okay, hold up to the test. Did he cheat on her during a 4-year relationship? All right, well, then that's the end of it. We don't need to go any further. He don't care about her. That's it right there. So that tells you that he's lying when he says to you that he only cared about her. Not only did he, because that's a lie, because he also cared about the other women that he slept with too. He cared about them too.
No, he said he don't care about them.
Well, no, he cared about them enough to sleep with them.
He don't consider that care. That's just
a man won't sleep. A man don't sleep with a woman he don't like or don't care anything about. It don't make any damn sense.
But that's how sick this dude is. He does.
Well, no, he doesn't.
It's just a pastime for him.
That's not the way men operate. You got to have some kind of like, you know, to the female. It's got to be something about the female that makes you want to sleep with, even if she's a prostitute.
She's pretty. She got a nice accent. She got a nice body.
Yeah, like I said, it's got to be some. But what I'm saying is, okay, he doesn't care about the woman at all. So all of that about, you know, he cared about only her. That's a bunch of BS. That's just something that he says because he's trying to stay in her good graces. But that's BS too.
You don't believe that he honestly believed that he loves her?
No, he doesn't, man. The guy's delusional. He's got mental problems, yo. This guy's tripped out.
Okay.
I mean, you don't stay with nobody for 4 years and then you don't care about them. You cheating on them left and right. They got nerves to sit up here talking about something. You care only about the person you've been cheating on. Make it at it. Man, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a person in their right state of mind. That's insanity. That's lunacy. And women got to stop getting caught up in that. Y'all got to stop getting caught up in these dudes' lunacy.
So, okay, Charlene, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to get on his looks. We already addressed him earlier, but his looks, like, you said he wasn't looking like that before.
Yeah, he said you knew me before I had the grill and stuff.
So what made him do all that stuff? What made him get all those tattoos on his face, on his neck? Because obviously, if you got all those tattoos, you can't really work some jobs because you need to look aesthetically appeasing in some ways. Like,
it depends on the work, and he's involved in something in social media in the UK.
okay,
I don't know.
Makes sense.
He's a social media something in the UK.
I just can't get over his looks, or maybe it's just me. Because why would he do that? Like, I don't, and why? Like, that's not attractive. I just couldn't. And he got all that after the relationship. Why did he get tattoos on his face?
Who knows? Low self-esteem, manhood thing. They probably have. We'll probably have to try to find him, his social media thing, and see what his social media platform is all about, and stuff like that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I just couldn't get over that he wearing his grills and he think he looks good. Dude, you don't look like a joke.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't find that
And who
appealing.
knows? Maybe he had a job where those tattoos didn't matter. Because he did say he worked at a nightclub at one point. Yeah, he did mention he worked at a nightclub. As what? We don't know. Was he a bouncer? Was he what they call? Was he the manager? Was he the owner? Wait, no, he didn't say owner. He said he worked at a nightclub. Okay, Max. Lucy says he's not delusional. He's just gaff. GAF.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
doesn't give a
no, I
fuck
mean,
because
no. There's something wrong with him because even if a guy didn't give a damn, he wouldn't go to that extent. Okay, you don't carry on a 4-year relationship with somebody you don't give a F about. That's just crazy. Nobody does that.
Well,
he took her
Nobody
for
does that.
granted. A lot of people do that, Max.
Well, what I'm trying to explain to you is that there's something mentally wrong with those people. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
A lot
That's
of
not somebody in.
stay in those
Let me-
situations. Go
Hear
ahead.
me out, please. That's not a person in their right state of mind. You don't stay with somebody you hate or you don't care about. Nobody in their right state of mind does that. And they carry on a relationship for 4 years with somebody you don't care anything about. That's insanity. That's something you
There's
should be in
men-
a mental institution for.
Black Knight, there's men out there who do that. They prey on women.
And I'm telling you that those men should be locked up.
There's nothing wrong
Those
with
men are
them. They know what
crazy.
they doing. They playing
There
on
is
the
something
woman's
wrong with them.
emotions.
There
They
is
play-
something wrong with them because you're out of touch with reality if you have a relationship with somebody for 4 years that you don't care anything about. You're out of touch with reality. That's not normal.
Okay, but Max, he claims he cares about her. He didn't care about the women he
Doesn't.
was cheating on.
You don't care nothing about her because he's cheating on her.
Okay,
if you
hear
cared
me
about
out.
the woman that you was with. Now, listen, I know I'm old school and some of y'all think I'm an old fool, okay? But I assure you that the teachers that I grew up with are the real teachers. If you care about your woman, then you won't commit infidelity on her. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
All right, can all right, Max, hear me out, okay? I understand what you're saying, but some of these men out here, they don't care. Like they feed on women's emotions. They feed on women's emotions to nurture. They feed on women's emotions for wanting to feel love. They feed on women's emotions, just to talk to somebody. They just feed on their emotions, and they have an agenda. I remember this guy was saying he was just with this girl with 3 kids because he didn't want to pay no rent, and he just wanted to live for free because he wanted to be he wanted to be in a house like his mother and his aunties took care of him. He wants that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Okay.
what he wanted. And he told me he was with this girl with 3 kids for 3 to 4 years, and he still was working at the same job. He still couldn't afford his own place, and this is 4 years later, and he's in the same situation. So I'm just letting you know that some guys are like that.
Well,
They prey on
Well, no,
women.
well, first of all, he had help being like that. She's enabling him. So he wasn't like that on his own. Okay, she's enabling him. She never put his feet to the fire about nothing. Okay, but okay, here's the deal. women, we have to stop letting these guys in your lives. You know, you're going to have to start, you know, like shed a sign of these guys out of your lives and rejecting their advances to just be coddled and just wanting to be a second child to you, or you know, they want to be your firstborn. Okay, we're going to have to start learning how to recognize these guys and rejecting them through conversation when you meet them. Okay,
I agree.
you know, we got to start teaching our sisters how to recognize these kind of losers, so that they don't involve themselves with these bums and you know, and waste your life like that. It's sad that you wasted a woman wasted 4 years of her life with a dude that didn't even care anything about. That's tragic. That's tragic. And I'm here to tell you, as a man, ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't no machismo involved in none of that. You don't get no cool points. You don't get no man points for that. That shit is crazy. That's all it is. Ain't nothing manly about that.
Because you could invest it in the dude, you could be in debt because you're trying to help him out. Yeah, a lot of stuff goes into relationships. You put your like it's a lot. Yeah.
And fellas, this is what I mean by how, this is why I keep trying to tell you how men turn women into man haters. Okay? Here you have a perfect candidate right here. A woman who's been giving her all to a man she thought she was in love with, or a man that she thought loved her, who didn't give a damn about her for the 4 years he was with her. See? And this is what I mean by this is where the fucking hatred comes from. I tell you, when you find women who are hell-bent, out of shape about men, it's because men put that kind of hatred in them. And this woman right here is a candidate for man hate.
Okay.
If she start hating men, it's his fault. Because he put that shit in her. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is this is at the beginning stage. This is how these type of women get created. And if you listen to the way she talks, right? You sound like a very sweet woman, a very understanding woman, right? But if she let this consume her, she gonna turn into one of these man haters.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you there. Okay, but do you think that some of these dudes, they honestly believe that they could love a woman and still, cheat on a woman that they love?
Right, but I'm trying to show how these women get created. And you just, okay, what is it that you're talking about?
Okay, I get the feeling that he honestly believes that he can compartmentalize, that he loved her.
Yeah, but you don't think it's important that we see how these women get created?
Yes.
Yeah.
We understand where you're coming from, Max.
Okay.
It's because the women give them their all, and the men take it and they take her for granted.
Right. You guys don't think that's important? You're ready to gloss right over that because this is how these women become extreme. Okay? Because when they give their all to these men, and these men, they turn around and do this type of shit to them and fuck their feelings up. I talk about abuse, right? And how you shouldn't be abusing them because when you abuse them to a point, you can screw them up. Well, she's a candidate for all of that. I mean, we're lucky right now, and we don't know to the extent this damage is going to go. We're just looking at a video. We don't know how she is after this. We don't know what she's thinking. Okay? What if she's fallen off the deep end and now she hates black men everywhere you turn? Well, we'll have him to thank for that. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's how these women get created. Next thing you know, she's going to be talking about divesting, aborting male black babies. She hate black men. She's going to probably be a super feminist, okay? Because of this naga right here. When he had her for 4 years, all he had to do was love her. He turned around, didn't care nothing about her. And knowing that she loved him. Ain't that fucked up? I yield the mic.
Okay. Sorry, Max. I wasn't trying to derail you. I wanted to pick your brain because for some reason there are some men out there that keeps trying to compartmentalize that they love this woman and she's in this little compartment, but they cheating or they fooling around with this woman here or there, and that it has nothing to do with the woman that they compartmentalize as they love her.
Well, men can do that as long as they're not attached to the woman, right? The problematic is, it gets problematic when they get attached to the woman, when they get committed to the woman. That's when it becomes problematic. Okay, now if you're out there just dating or whatever, and you want to keep your feelings out of it, that's one thing. Men can do that. Okay, they can put different women in different categories and not attach any feelings to them because they're dating. Nothing serious is going on. But once you make that commitment, then everything's different. All the lights come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you make that commitment, now all the lights come on, all the bells and whistles, are going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in a committed relationship, which is a 4-year relationship, and the woman is giving you her all, she's loving you, and you're not loving her back, and you're playing games with her, and you're cheating on her. I mean, that's just wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tragic.
So
that she would do somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, but he when she tried to tell him if it was her, and she's saying she loved him, but yet she's cheating. Would he accept that? And he said no, and she's like, why not? He said it's different, and
here's the thing.
Can't explain why.
Well, here's the thing. The way to get back at these guys is not to cheat right along with them. Because if you start cheating, right, you're just degrading yourself. You're just lowering your own self-worth. You're becoming a worse person. You're starting to become a degenerate. Okay, that reflects on you, not him. The best way to deal with these dudes is to leave them. Okay, and do better than them. Don't try to stoop that low and be like, well, if you're cheating, I'm going to cheat too. Understand something. Who you're trying to one up is a loser. So you're trying to be one notch better than a loser. Okay, keep that in mind when you're trying to go, tit for tat with these guys. Well, you cheating, I'm going to cheat too. Well, he's a loser. Are you trying to be one notch better than a loser?
Okay, no. She wasn't saying she was going to cheat. She was trying to get him to see her point of view when he says he loved her, but yeah, he cheats on her. So she's saying, well, I loved you, and if I cheated on you, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, but that's the question you don't need to be asking. Men understand what you say. Trust me. Men understand what they're doing. Okay? And it kills me when y'all ask these questions like, well, if I said I loved you and cheated on you, would that be love? No, and they know it ain't love either. They just don't care.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I hear you.
You know damn well that there ain't no love.
Mm-hmm.
You know damn well that he don't love that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he know damn well cheating on her is not an expression of how much he loves her.
Uh-huh.
It's not even an expression of him loving her at all. He knows that.
Okay. All right then. Okay, I hear you. I get it. Okay, so yeah, you're hearing it straight from a man. Any man that says he love you but he's cheating on you, he don't love you.
No, you don't.
Uh-huh.
And I challenge any man to get up here and prove me wrong. Any one of y'all want to come out of nowhere, think that you got what it takes, right, and challenge me on this and back me down, it's up to the ladies. I'm here for the challenge. Okay?
What about if I was saying this earlier? What about if you say, well, it could go both ways? If it should go both ways, because if the woman cheat, he should be able to love her too. Oh, the Max jumped out.
Oh shoot, he sure did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully
well,
he comes back.
he's not accepting that. You heard what you said about no, don't lower yourself to
Yeah,
doing
you
something
already
like
brought that up.
Mhm.
I just
Okay.
like to do that. I just like to sting them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there be plenty of men that tell you, "Oh, it's different," and they don't tell you how it's different. But it's different how? Or they tell you because a woman, sex is emotionally involved and stuff like that. So she cheats. That means she's emotionally involved with this dude. I was like, I said, well, how you know she didn't compartmentalize like you did? She don't care about them. She ain't. So, you shouldn't be mad that she cheated on you, because she didn't care about them. That's what you're telling her, that she shouldn't be too mad because you keep emphasizing that you don't care about them, but you care about her. You're making it sound like she shouldn't be mad about that because he cares about her. He didn't care about them. I don't keep saying I don't give a f about them. It didn't mean anything to me. It was a pastime. But yet, if she's to say the exact same thing to you, you'd be mad as hell.
And there's another thing. There's another thing too, right? I'm going to cut you off, but there seems to be some kind of. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, there seems to be some kind of, I don't know, psychological mutation going on with some dudes, man. It's like all they think about is sex. Ladies, I'm here to tell you, right, that a grown man in his right state of mind doesn't think about sex 24 hours a day and doesn't think of you as a sex object. And every time he got something to say to you, it's about having sex with you. That's not what a grown man in his right state of mind thinks like or does. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these dudes who are 30, 40 years old, and they're overly like sex starved. Everything is about sex, sex, sex. Like they're rabbits or something, like they're animals. I mean, these guys got a sex drive now of a freaking animal. Okay?
Wouldn't that be teenagers?
No, this is even worse than teenagers. They got a sex drive of animals. Animals don't know when they've had enough sex. Okay?
Mm.
Yeah, and these guys got a sex drive of an animal. They just want to, have sex.
Well,
this is unusual. I don't know where this came from, but this is not normal.
Okay. Well, we don't know about other dudes like him, but we suspect he said that at 5 years old, he had sex with someone older. So we're thinking that.
Okay.
No, I think what somebody
The
said
fact
right
that he said sex and not rape means that the person he had sex with was a female.
That's still nasty. I'm sorry.
He's
Me as a
5 years
mom,
old. He's
I will
just one
bust
step
somebody's heads
from a
open.
baby.
I'm trying to explain to you the way he's describing it to you. Tells me that it was with a female.
Okay.
Because if it was a male, he would have said he was either molested or he was raped.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said sex, right? What did I tell y'all about female predators and how it's nearly impossible to catch them? What did I tell you the main reason why? I bet you ain't paying me no attention. And I tell you this every time I bring this up. What is the main reason why you hardly never catch them?
Because they don't think they're being molested. They think they're being
Right,
a
because
man.
the boy isn't traumatized. And he don't seem to be traumatized either.
Mm-mm.
He's saying, at 5, I had sex like it was no big deal. That tells me that the person he had sex with was a female.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe
So
so.
basically what he's trying to tell you is he's been having sex with women since he was 5.
Pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we think it skewed his idea of sex and relationships and all that other stuff. But we're gonna have to
No,
do
that's a
this.
bunch of BS. Let me tell you something, right? I was a boy too, okay?
Mhm.
Yes, you do get them urges or whatever. We do go through our little phase where we want to watch porno. We want to watch the porn magazines. We're doing all of the jerking off. We do go to those phases. But you can control those phases. You grow out of those phases, okay? Some guys choose to never come out of those phases. It's a choice. Some guys choose to not grow up. Okay, some guys become addicted to sex, okay, and that's all they pursue. And while they're pursuing that, they never mature.
All right.
Okay? They never mature. They never grow out of it.
Yeah, we believe that's what's going on. He's never mature. He's just starting to mature a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna have to end it right there. Probably bring it up again since we ain't even finished the video. But it's time to go. We're going to
Let's do 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes.
It's just gonna be just you. It's gonna be just you and me then. Charlene's not.
Did she come back?
Yeah, but okay. It'll just be you and me, Charlene.
What time is it?
It is 10:34 my time.
Okay, what are you freaking out about?
No, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit tired, but you guys can keep going.
Yeah, it's okay. You can fall asleep. Me and thank God. This ain't our first rodeo.
Okay. I know you guys got it.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what she's freaking out about.
Max, I just wanted to let Charlene go.
Okay, she can go to sleep. We don't have to go off the air.
Okay, Max.
It's still early.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Well, do you want to continue on with the video we're looking for? Or
I want to continue on with the discussion.
Okay.
That we was having about it. I think this is a very a powerful discussion and a necessary discussion that we have to get our sisters up to par on these kinds of men so they can keep these kinds of rotten dudes out of their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if in the beginning of your relationship, how are you gonna know if the guy is lying?
Well, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. That's why I recommend women, when you meet a man for the first time, try to talk. Do less talking as possible. You want to get him doing most of all of the talking. okay? Because he's gonna make your job easy, okay? Then you can hear how fanciful he is. You can hear how serious he is. You can hear how driven he is, or not driven at all. You can hear all of these things when he's talking. You know, when you start getting into that, well, I live with my moms, or I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. When a man tell you he trying, he ain't really got nothing going on, okay? So you need to step off. I know that may sound cruel, but this is your life we're talking about. You don't want to spend it with somebody who can't sustain you, who can't protect you, who can't provide for you. Remember, I always said, marriage is for strong men. Weak men need not apply. Okay? So in the beginning, let him do a lot of the talking. All right? And you sit back and listen for signs of weaknesses, like, over exaggeration. That's a flag. Exaggeration is a flag. Fanciful things like, one day I'm going to own my own business. One day I'm going to have my own house. One day I'm going to have a mansion and a yacht. Okay, these things should start raising flags, And then ask a couple of pointed questions. What kind of relationship you have with your mama? Tell me about the relationship you have with your mama and your sister if you got one. Okay, you don't want to just hear about the relationship with the mama. You want to hear one about with the mama and the sister or sisters. As many women that you can get in the conversation as possible, you want to know what his relationship is with them. That's very, very important. Okay? Because men, we tend to mold that when we're around a lot of women, we tend to mold our behavior to fit the women that we're around. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we pick up certain types of traits, okay, that's easily recognized by other women. You're like, okay, he's been around a lot of women in his life. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so, all right, you can tell by the way I talk. I've been around a bunch of women, especially my mother, who taught me, the respect and how to talk to certain things or whatever. My sisters, you can tell I've been around, but I've also been around, a bunch of guys. I got 5 brothers. I got 5 brothers too. So I had a balance. And plus I had 2 pops. I had my regular father and my grandfather. So I had a balance. Okay? So it just didn't go one-sided with me. Both sides create a gentleman. All right? So ladies, as far as him lying in the beginning, let him do a lot of talking. Try to say as little as possible. And you really just want to, listen, when you meet a guy, and it's okay to be like this, ladies. This is not hard, okay? This is not cruel or anything. This is not you being stuck up or a gold digger or whatever. You need to be serious about what's going on. Okay, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a guy for a relationship, then you need to be serious about whatever. If y'all just having casual sex, that's a whole different ballgame. You're pretty much on your own. But if you want, if you want somebody who is serious for a relationship, then you got to be serious. Okay? So after hello, there should be questions. Hello, how you doing? My name is so-so-so. Okay, hey, okay, so what kind of job do you do? What kind of work do you do? Oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. Okay. So does that pay well or whatever? Well, it pays this and this. What, do you live by yourself? You live home with your mother? You supporting your mother? Well, yeah, I live home with my mama, and I do this. I pay the bills, and okay. But do you ever have time for yourself? You have a car? Well, yeah, I got a car. I got to pay bills. I got to help mama out with it. See, he's starting to fill out the whole story for you. If you start asking questions, you may not even get that far. You may get to the point of, okay, well, you know what, thank you, but I'll keep in touch, or this ain't gonna work out. This ain't for me. You should be. If you're serious about a relationship, You should be asking questions right after hello. Okay, Dan, what you got to say about that?
Okay, well, that's good. But what if you got a guy that don't really talk that much?
What do you mean you don't really talk that much?
He don't give enough details. It's either yes, no,
Okay,
or
well,
he
ask him questions. He can still answer questions.
Okay, so just keep asking him questions.
Yeah, ask him questions. Ask him the same questions. Okay.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. Smart men will pick up on the Inquisition. Smart men will pick up on that, and they will give you what you need because they're serious too. Okay. Some men will pick up on that, and they will try to hide things from you even further. Those are the type of men you don't want to deal with.
So those are the ones that's just after the booty.
Yeah, and those are the ones you can't trust.
So if he picks up on things and he start hiding it or asking you why you asking him these things, that's a flag.
Yep. Big time flag. If a guy if there's an inquisition going on, right, which is nothing wrong with that, because you're talking about your life here, right? You're looking for a potential mate, right? So the inquisition that you've launched, it shouldn't be a problem. Real men don't have a problem asking questions. Men who have nothing to hide, men who are out here handling the business, don't have a problem answering questions. If I was single, I wouldn't have a problem answering any question because I know I have all my shit together. I don't have a problem answering questions. Right. There's not one question you can ask me where I'll be offended, unless you ask me an offensive question. Like a question that was meant to be, offensive. But other than that, no, ask away. They say, hey, my mother, it was great. I love my mother. My mother had a great relationship. My mother taught me how to do this, taught me how to do that. I'll take you shit. You ask me about my mama, be prepared. I'll take you into a deep story.
Okay.
Shit. Ask me about my mama. I'm gonna get on it.
Okay. All right. What about the charming liar that likes to talk? How you find out if they actually
let him talk. Let him talk. And you listen, and you will find out that he's a charming liar. And then you can get up and get to stepping.
Yeah, I got too many.
Right. Gauge the chat. What's going on in the chat?
Remy first said the best rule of all: anyone who's irritated by your questions always have something to hide. And the one I got up now, she says, liar, predators, and weirdos don't like being questioned.
That's right. Shout out to Remy. That's 100.
And now she got, just listen to him. And here's the final thing she says, people reveal a lot about themselves when you allow them to talk.
That's right. That's why I tell you, let guys talk. Let them talk. Encourage them to talk. Ask questions. They will tell you what they're about if you listen.
Yeah, but one question at a time. I think that I got that bad where I throw three or four questions at him at once before he has anything.
Yeah. You definitely want one question at a time because you don't want to screw nothing up. You want to make sure you're getting concise answers. And you don't want them to be able to swivel out of anything by merging two questions together. Okay? You don't want to do that. You want one question at a time. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Any other red flags you think women miss?
What are they saying in the chat?
Just Remy saying that's why people always tell me that I'm a good listener.
Yeah. You know, definitely finances, y'all. Finances are big. Finances are big. There ain't no money going on. Don't even do it. I know some of y'all are bleeding hearts and you love black men. You want to help him out. I got all of that, but he's supposed to be helping himself. Okay. You know, it's one thing if he's been a hard-working dude and he's down on his luck or whatever, and okay, fine. Ain't nothing wrong with helping a brother out like that because you know his pedigree and what he's made out of. But if you don't know this dude and there ain't really nothing going on like that, and he ain't working, don't even waste your time. Especially if you got somebody who's 35, 40 years old, and they not working. Find out why. Like, okay, why you not working? Well, I'm on disability. Okay, all right. Well, that's honorable. You know what the disability is. Okay? So you got to find all these things out and see if you're cool with the disability that he has. He may not be able to walk. He may walk with a limp, or he may not be able to use his left arm or his right arm. To find out what the disability is, to see if you can rock with it. What else, Dan?
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Remy says, this is why people... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's the same thing. Okay, she didn't add anything new. Okay. Oh, I don't have anything. I keep thinking that, too often people too quickly get into bed with the person or living with the person. And I don't think they give enough time to get to know them before they do either one. And so that's how they can spend 4 years or years with someone and don't really know them.
All right. With that being said, don't seem like anybody want to do anything else. You ready to shut it down?
Yeah.
All right, let's get on out of here.
Okay.
Peace, power, unity, y'all. Glad to be up on Ladies' Night. We'll holler at y'all next week. Good to be back, y'all. Maybe I'll do a gangster talk sometime in the week.
And a conversation with Lady Dang. All right.
Yeah, we got to watch out because we don't want to get flagged now.
Oh, yeah, and relationship talk with Charlene. Can't forget about that. All right, here we go. Peace, power, unity, everyone.
Peace. Power, unity, y'all.